Is it me or was that loud as shit?
It sounded all right on my end.
Oh, it was loud for me.
But who knows? We could have this shit all fucked up because we counted it the other day. How long has it been?
I have no idea.
6 months, I think. Yeah, it's been a minute, peeps. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. We were on a roll there for a while, and then shit just kind of hit the fan, man.
Well, a lot of things happened, actually.
It was a lot of things. It was
a second kid for one.
You had a second kid. Shit was busy. And people need to understand, when you got two guys that are self-employed,
doesn't that mean you never have to work?
No, I wish it did. It means there's like 80 million different things pulling you in 15 different directions. We've talked about this before. And so our schedules don't always line up. And it seemed like every time I'd be like, okay, I can do it this Friday. You're like, oh, I've got this project that's running late, or I'm going camping or whatever. And then you'd be like, I'm available next Friday. And then I'm like, well, I'll be out of town next Friday or whatever. It just, that's just how the cookie crumbled week after week after week.
Bro, we didn't even talk for like probably 3 months straight.
No, I mean, that's the thing, is shit was so busy. We didn't even really, like, other than maybe the occasional text of like, hey man, you still alive? Like, yeah, man, shit's just been busy. Like, we didn't even like chat for a couple months because shit was crazy. This year was weird, man. I'm glad this year's almost over, if I'm being honest. I mean, it started with my dad passing away at the beginning of the year. And it's just been kind of a fucking shitstorm since then, if I'm being honest. It's just not been a great year.
Yeah, that was a really bad way for you to start the year. My year has been mostly very good, but hectic, very hectic. Adding a second kid to the mix has been... Oh, I forgot to do this so people can see our faces.
Wait until you have the third, and then you're outnumbered.
Oh, God.
The third is when you realize, and anybody on the chat here, by the way, this is a just normal Friday night hangout kind of situation. So we will be looking at the comments, the whole thing. So Taylor won't be yelling at me for breaking protocol.
I'll still yell at you. I mean, let's be real.
But the third kid, you realize, see, when you have one or two, you can do man-on-man defense. I'm going to break it down into sports analogies for everybody to hopefully understand this a little better.
I don't know shit about sports.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, as long as you got 1 to 2 kids, you got one parent for every kid. So you can guard offensively well. But when you go to 3, there's more of them than there is of you. So you have to go to a zone. So somebody's having to watch 2 at a time. And they exploit the fucking gaps, son. They exploit the gaps. They start teaming up. One's like, hey, I'll go pretend like I'm going to stick something in a fucking light socket over here and distract them. And while you're doing that, you get the cookies out of the pantry. They'll never see it coming.
No, dude, we've given Eleanor like a leash, right? We give her a lot of freedom. And it was probably about a month and a half ago now, maybe not even quite that long, but I was upstairs. Alex was in the bathroom getting ready. I was upstairs getting dressed, and Eleanor was downstairs. And I mean, she was just watching TV or something. And I'm upstairs for maybe 2 minutes, and I come downstairs. She's got chocolate all over her face.
He's hoping it was chocolate.
She had 2 handfuls of dark chocolate morsels, and she goes,
what,
Dad, I got chocolate. And I'm like,
and you have dogs too, right?
Yeah. I'm like, how did you get chocolate? She like climbed up into the pantry and grabbed handfuls of chocolate. And I know that she went back for more because I heard like package crinkling, but I just kind of figured it was her breakfast or whatever she might have had. No, she was climbing in the closet or the pantry and getting dark chocolate.
And then with dogs, you want to make sure that they don't get a hold of that dark chocolate, right? Because dark chocolate is not good for dogs. I think it can kill them if they get too much of it, right?
Yeah.
So kids are dangerous, man. Like the kids are hazardous.
So the shit that I'm drinking tonight, I feel like I might get the ire of some purists for this one, but I tried this the other night and it was really good. Ire.
That's a new vocabulary word for me. I don't think I've used that one before. I heard it. Ire. Is that like hate or?
Yeah.
Ire. I like that.
Well,
I like it.
I thought of the word ire because this is bourbon and Spire. So
I see.
I'm sorry. Nice. I'm really sorry. The shit like this is just coming out because I'm 2 kids deep now. Like, but this is something I picked up earlier this week. Oak and Eden finished wicking. So it's got that little. Can you guys see it? There's a little oak spiral in there. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Wait, I know how I can do this.
Do you ever have, and maybe you're not old enough yet, maybe this is an old guy problem, but do you ever have a problem with your mustache hair and your nose hair getting intermingled together to where it tickles your nose? Oh, there's like a little wood thing in the bottle.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So if I'm not mistaken, it's finished in a toasted, like a fired barrel, I guess. Right. And then they put some oak down in there as well.
I'm a big fan of toasted barrel products. Now, I don't know about one that's got a little spiral of wood in there, how that would affect it or what's going on there. But in general, I'm a big fan of toasted barrel finished products. I think it adds a very nice little flavor on it.
Yeah, this is very good. And like $50 for a bottle, so it's not horrible. Were you asking about my mustache hairs going up in my nose?
Yeah, man. Maybe it's an old guy thing, but like your nose hairs start to like intermingle with your mustache hairs, and then it like starts tickling your nose, and you're having to like fucking do this shit and trim your nose hair. Maybe it's an old guy thing. It doesn't happen until you're like, north of 40. I don't know.
I don't know, but I realized, well, Alex has told me several times, but I have realized personally myself, like self-aware. I've become self-aware of the ear hair.
Dude, I don't even want to talk about it.
I've aged 20 years since we last podcasted. It's only been 6 months, but I am 20 years older.
Dude, I get like mohawks on the top of my ears. It's the strangest thing. It's like a fucking, I don't know what it is. I have to trim them like every 2. And the funny thing is the hair in places like your ears and shit that you don't want it to grow grows at like 20 times the speed of the hair on the rest of your body. So like I'll trim like my cheeks and stuff, and the hair will barely be grown out 3 days later. I'll trim the top of my ears, and 3 days later, it's like 1.5 inches long. I'm like, how the fuck did that hair grow so fast? What the hell is going on?
Alex will like swing her hand by me and like grab at a hair that's like sticking off my neck like this far.
My wife does that sometimes. She'll be like, you get the beard. She'll be like, oh, there's a gray hair hanging out. And I'm like, that's fucking attached. Calm down. That is not free.
So apparently Eleanor's watching, and she just said, Daddy talking about Eleanor.
Ah,
yes,
cute.
I am, Eleanor.
If Daddy's
past
watching,
your bedtime. It's past
I was
your
about to say, if she's watching, I should probably Taylor. What's the word I'm looking for? Not Taylor. Tamper? No.
Curb
is better,
Taper?
Probably. Taper was the word I was looking for. Taper the vulgarities. I don't want to be teaching. I don't want to be teaching Eleanor any words that she doesn't know.
She is very much like a sponge these days. Picks up things that we don't even know how she knows.
Yes.
My God, they're back. We are back.
Dude, it's been a minute.
At least today. We're back today.
And we talked about this before this podcast. Like, what are the future plans? And we're going to try to do it as often as we can, but we just can't make any promises at this point yet. We're trying to figure things out and figure out how to make it more of a priority, but we both have to get some shit squared away. And plus, it's hard for Taylor because it's easy for me because my office is in the upstairs of my house, right? So it's not a big deal for me to come up here at 8 or 9 o'clock at night and do this. But you have to leave your house at fucking 8 o'clock at night. So your suggestion was maybe doing them during the day. But then I was like, I'm not super pumped about the daytime. So I don't know. We could maybe ask the people if they would tune in during the day. I don't know. I mean, I guess for other parts of the country, the day is actually night. Right? So like in England, like what's 2 or 3 in the afternoon? What time is it there? They're at home drinking whiskey that time, right? What's the time difference between here and across the pond?
It depends on where you are across the pond.
No, like in England, like
5 hours, 6 hours.
5 hours. Yeah. So if it's like, so I mean, it's late as fuck there right now.
It is.
It's late as shit.
But let's be real. Let's just put this out there because it's true. Jeremy's just really slow. So that's really why we haven't podcasted.
I don't move real fast, bro.
Hey, I've ramped up to like 2 videos a week. Not this week,
man,
but ramping it up, getting a lot of stuff done, trying to, spend time with the fam. It's been tough, man.
I've said it before. You can have it good or fast. You pick. That's what, every time somebody gives me shit on one of my channel in the comments, like, you need to pump out more videos. I was like, you can have fast and more quantity, or you can have them good. Which way do you prefer?
Ooh, I got to show you this, Jeremy.
What's that?
I got to show you this. A lot of people already know about it, but I got to show you. I'm just going to unplug my headphones so I don't have to put them back in.
Where did he go? Where did he go? Let's see. What's everybody saying? It's 1. Oh, damn. It's 1 in the UK. So it's 1 a.m. So yeah, it's late over there. So yeah, if we did it like in the early afternoon, you guys would be prime time, baby. Prime time.
There's a man.
There's my boy, David Stewart.
You're a man of the patina. Look at that.
Oh, the leather puff jacket.
Oh boy.
See, I think you showed me that. And I think you sent me a picture and I was like, oh, that's cool. The problem is in Florida, I would get to wear that like 2 weeks a year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
worth it.
Totally worth it. Totally.
This thing sheds so bad though. Like, I've had a lot of puffers and not leather.
It sheds?
Down. Dude, it sheds these little feathers so much.
How do they come through the fucking leather?
They come through the threads.
Through the, Gotcha. I mean, here's the thing, and I'm a little confused because I don't wear a lot of that stuff because it's Florida, right? We don't rarely get enough cold weather. What's the fucking point of a puffer jacket? Just keep your chest warm? Because, I mean, your arms are out.
Oh, the vest?
Yeah.
It's versatile.
But, I mean, does it really keep you warm? I mean, it's just kind of like covering your titties. It's like a titty jacket.
Yeah, I need to keep my titties cold.
I need to keep my titties warm.
So I have this and the jacket. So I have this with sleeves as well. The jacket is hot. This breathes. So I can wear this comfortably, like as is, without it zipped, in like 60 degrees and not die. If I had the jacket like this unzipped at 60 degrees, I'm like sweating my ass off.
Well, I know Pete wears a lot of those type things in the winter because, I mean, in Canada, it's cold as fuck. But, like, it's got to be cold to wear a full-blown puffer jacket, right? I mean, that's the point of those things is, like, for cold weather. They keep you warm. The layer of air with the feathers, it, insulates. Loft, yes.
Loft. Yeah.
Jeremy doesn't need any jackets. Yeah, he said my beard handles it. The beard.
Dude, I got rid of mine more than once in the last 6 months.
Dude, I know. I can't even talk to you about it. It's upsetting. I don't even bring it up anymore because it just hurts my soul every time I see you shave it down.
Well, the first time I did it to see like myself with no double chin for the first time in like 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to see what that was like, and that was weird. The last time I fully shaved, it was like I looked like a weird worm human. It just
dude, click on Chris Clark's comment. It's funny.
Oh, the vest damn.
That's good. Come on, that's good. I love a good pun. I love it. The vest damn EDC.
oh, that's a good point. Wrist check, pocket check from Kyle Gallo. We didn't do that. I know you've got a few new watches. I do, have man. A couple, but not like anything I'm super proud of.
I don't know that I have a few. I think I just have 2 since the last podcast.
I said a couple.
I thought you said a few. I did. I got a Tudor Royal or Royale, depending on if you want to reference.
It's Royale.
Pulp Fiction, the Royale with cheese. I love that watch. That thing's dope. It's a lot like a day date. They can copy that close to a day date because Tudor and Rolex are kind of sister companies, or they're under the same umbrella. I think if any other company came out with a watch that looked that much like a day date, Rolex would probably be like, you sons of bitches. But I love it, man. It's got little diamonds in the indices and stuff. It's a dope watch, and for the price, you're getting a whole lot of bang for your buck, I think.
But what's on your wrist right now?
Well, this was the big investment that I really wasn't ready for. when it happened. Wait, where's the focus point? Focus. There it is.
God damn, he did it.
Yeah. The old 41 millimeter sub.
Very nice. I'm just rocking the same old green Biko Oris Diver 65 Biko.
Dude, the Biko is still one of my favorite watches. I wear it all the time. It's a great watch. I was wearing it the other day and I was like, dude, there's something about that watch that's just special.
You see this? It's like a tiny little green patch and that's it. My whole wrist isn't like lime green. It's not even that. My sweat isn't like causing the same kind of chemical reaction that was happening before.
No, mine doesn't do it in the winter. Mine only does it in the summer when I'm like sweating profusely in it. In the winter, it doesn't. Yeah, I really, with the story of the Rolex is I had just bought the Tudor Royal like a month or two before, and I really wasn't planning on buying a sub, but I had been on the wait list with my authorized dealer for a year, probably at least a year. And she called me and she's like, hey, I've got a sub in for you. I'm like, oh God. Cause dude, I just bought the Tudor Royal like a couple months before. We just put in an outdoor kitchen outside. So I had just spent a whole fucking bunch of money and I really did not need to spend any more money. But, man, when you get an opportunity to get one from an AD, if you pass it up, you might not get another opportunity for a really long time. So I was like, fuck. So I just, even though it hurt a little bit, I pulled the trigger. Explorer 2 is better than sub. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Some people think that. I don't. I actually like subs better than the Explorers.
Explorer 2 Polar.
It's nice, dude. I love them. Nice. There's a whole bunch of Rolexes that I love. I love the Root Beer GMT. I've been on a wait list for one of those forever. I love that Polar Explorer 2. It's great. I just think everybody should have a sub, though.
If we buy a house, we're currently looking, waiting to get pre-approval. If that happens and the rest of this year goes the way that it's gone, I will finish the year with my the fuck is the name of it? Speedmaster.
The Speedmaster. I was looking at those when I was in there looking at the sub when she was, getting everything ready for me. I still think I'm gonna have to get one of those at some point, man. It's
it's a
I
classic.
Just feel like if you have a watch collection, I feel like there's certain watches that you should have, right? Like I feel like the Speedy's one. I feel like you need it. I would say a sub is probably one for me, at least. I guess which Rolex is your favorite could vary, but I just feel like sub is kind of an iconic, staple for Rolex. I really love that Black Bay, man. I love that Black Bay. That fucking Oris. God damn, dude. The Oris Diver 65s are dope.
Dude, have you seen the Carl Brashear?
Look, I'm about to drink. I didn't even put whiskey in this motherfucker yet.
Yeah, I know people were talking about that. Have you seen the Carl Brashear, the chronograph from Oris? Let's see if I remember how to.
Oh, that's that like all bronze one, right?
All bronze chronograph, dude. That thing is.
It's sick. And a few people said congrats on the thub. David Stewart. A few people said congrats. Thank you to everybody that's saying that. It is kind of a milestone in a watch collector's journey when you finally get that first Rolex. So I appreciate the thank yous or the congratulations. I need, after wearing my Biko through the summer and it's starting to turn my wrist green, and when I was sweating real bad in the middle of summer from just that little bit of bronze, I don't know if I would want a full bronze watch.
Well, the case back is stainless steel.
But the whole wristband is, though. Instead of just that strip down the middle, the whole wristband.
No, it doesn't come with a bracelet.
It doesn't?
No, it comes on leather.
I thought it came on a...
It's not a dive watch.
What am I remembering, though? SKX 007. That's another one. Good point, Greg.
Carl Brashear Oris. Yeah, it doesn't come on a bronze bracelet. It comes on leather or an elastic band.
You know, one thing I will say about this Rolex that I did not experience until I had a Rolex. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I definitely can. Yeah,
dude, the dial on this thing is better than any watch I've ever held in my hand. I mean, it is butter. The clicks are butter. It just feels different than any other watch I have. Feels great. Yeah, that's pretty dope. That looks real good, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Really good.
That's a real good.
Yeah.
What's the price point on that guy?
I think it's about 5,000 or 6,000.
So about what a Speedy costs? A little bit less.
Yeah.
Speedies are about 7, aren't they?
This is saying 3 on WatchMax. $3,000. That's a lot cheaper than a Speedy, but that's
Aren't
without the
Speedies
leather.
about 7? Speedies are about 7, aren't they? 6, 7,
Oh,
somewhere in that range.
The one that's $3,000 is not the chronograph.
That makes sense.
I would definitely want the chronograph version.
He said I would wear the dial out, clicking it out. I'm telling you, man, because I thought my Black Bay had a nice click, but it has less clicks. I forgot how many clicks the Black Bay has. I think it's 30. No. Yeah, I think it's 30. Because some watches have a click for every minute and then some do every other minute, right? I think the Black Bay has 30, is a 30 click bezel.
Well, there's half clicks, so every is 60, like every minute.
60, and then is there more than that?
Some are 120 maybe.
Okay, so maybe the Rolex is 120 and the Black Bays are 60.
I think this one's 120.
I can't remember. So maybe the Black Bay is 60. And
that's what I'm thinking of, 120. Yeah.
Yeah. So this kind is like it's probably 120 in the, but
you would not have a 30.
It's 30 would be every other minute. That would be like clack, click, clack. But I tell you what I experienced about this watch, other than the bezel, which is the best bezel I've ever had on a watch, is it has a 70-hour power reserve and it's so thin. They managed to make it so thin for having that kind of power reserve. Because my Black Bay has a pretty good power reserve in it, but dude, it's a thick boy. You know what I mean? It's got some slabs on the side.
You still don't have your whiskey.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Let me do that. I'll get to. We haven't talked in like months or had one of these things, so I'm a talking bitch. Hold on, let me get some. What should I get?
Proper 12. Proper 12. He's not listening.
I think I'm gonna get some Remus. Hold on. I did a video on this recently. Son of a bitch, being short sucks. Okay. Being short sucks, man. Oh, I can't hear you. I don't have my headset in. I got my seat all fucked up. There we go.
He's a proper 12 kind of guy.
Proper 12 is garbage.
I haven't tried it. I just know.
I haven't tried it, but so I shouldn't say that because I should try it for myself. But literally everybody I know that knows anything about whiskey that's had it is like, no, it's not good. But
what'd you grab?
I did a video on this recently, man. This shit is so good.
If you see it, you still had a YouTube channel.
Yeah, I do. It's weird. But if you get a chance to buy a bottle of this Remus Repeal Reserve 5, I strongly say, dude, I've only had this bottle for like a month or so, and it's already like that far down. Like I've been drinking the shit out of this stuff because it is so goddamn good.
This is just to give you how dire the situation is here. This is the first time I've ever seen this in stores.
Dude, that's crazy. And that's not even like the hard to get one. That's like the 1897, right? That's like the standard.
Yeah.
That's wild, dude.
Bottled and bond, 100 proof. Like
that is so wild.
They've had 1910, 1920 out the nose. And this is the first time I've seen this in store.
That is so crazy.
But I did.
Did you ever try and read
the only reason I even found this, I wasn't looking for it. I was looking at a bunch of other bourbons, and a rep for the distiller was putting these out. He hadn't put them out yet, and he asked me if I wanted to try it, and I'm like, "Yeah, give me that."
I mean,
it's
dude,
good. I've never heard of Oak and Eden. Not familiar.
I'd heard the name, but I've never tried it. Oh, somebody asked about this earlier too, and I forgot I was going to bring it up. Somebody said it looked like I had been on Clocks and Colors. Yeah, I did a motherfucker. It's too small to get in there. I know it's in the focus point, but it's not. There it goes. That is That's actually one of Pete's designs, one of his early designs with Clocks and Colors. He's done several collaborations with Clocks and Colors, and that was one of his collaborations with them. I forgot the name. I think it's called Voyager is the one. But yeah, I did a ad spot with Clocks and Colors back about 6 months ago, and I picked up a couple of their rings for the ad spot, and big fan, dude. Big fan.
They asked me if I wanted to try some stuff and do an ad spot, and I'm like, bruh,
not your jam.
These clean, white, pearly hands do not look good with rings on them. So,
oh, I've got new tattoos too. I've almost got this hand done. Finish that hand out.
What's the old knife in your pocket?
Also,
I need a soundboard clip for like Mall Ninja shit.
I know you're not a fan of the knife, okay? But I was a big fan of it originally with some minor tweaks because I did think some of the points you made were valid. The holes at the top kind of bugged me a little bit. And I'm not a huge carbon fiber guy, right? Like I don't really like carbon fiber scales. So I've been working for damn near a year now with the guys at Red Horse to make my version of this knife with brass scales, no holes, satin blade, polished and sandblasted. It's polished on top with sandblasted on the carved parts. And dude, I have been carrying these shit out of this because I love it. I mean, the action's good. I mean, dude, this thing like rips open, bro.
Well, I am going the opposite. I get this tiny little itty bitty knife today. This is new to me today. Talked to TRM yesterday, and we were talking about doing some stuff together, and this showed up today. They were serious, very serious. But this is, I struggle with it because it's so small. That's what she said.
That was a perfect one.
But this is the TRM Nerd. Really, really cool little knife.
TRM Nerd.
So I carried the Atom for a long time. This is definitely my favorite TRM. This is so nice. But I got a video coming up next week that I needed this knife for, so they overnighted it, and yeah, I carried it around today. But the knife I've been carrying for probably 2 weeks now, nonstop, is this right here, QC Drift. I really, really, really fell back in love with this knife. This is the original with the hole, not the thumb stud.
Nice.
Can we get a little focus? Can we get a little focus? So totally corrosion resistant knife, which is something I need clearly because I've rusted everything.
I can't believe you don't like that though. I can't believe you don't dig that.
Jam. It's not my jam.
It's just, oh God, I can't.
You know what it makes me think of?
What?
You're not going to even like understand this because you're such a boomer.
It reminds me of a straight razor.
Well, yes, but also it makes me think of the Insane Clown Posse like logo. I know that he's. See, I knew you wouldn't understand it.
I mean, I know who the Insane Clown Posse is. I don't know what their logo is because I've always hated them. So I don't know anything about them other than they're douchebags. A couple people ask when it's going live. They're ready now. It's not going to be a very big drop because these are customs. So, I mean, I don't think we made a ton of them. I don't remember the exact amount. They're all ready now. The only reason we haven't dropped them yet is because I haven't had time to do the promotional stuff for them, take pictures and all the things. But yeah, they've been ready. He was actually
Taylor is a juggalo.
Yeah. See, there's some people in here that love the Hellraisers, man. See?
Oh, I know they do. I'm just saying it's not my jam.
It's also just honestly, I see what you're saying because they got it's also honestly, it's one of the best opening knives I have. Like, it's not spring assist or anything, but this thing fucking like, I mean, it pops out. I think if the Saran, he's got ball bearings in here. I don't know if it's a mixture of the ball bearings with he's got the detent just right. And I mean, that son of a bitch fires out of there.
Well, look at the blade. That's a thick blade stock too, isn't it?
Yeah. And maybe there's a lot of end weight at the end, which really helps with that. Because dude, it fires out like no other knife I have.
I mean, see just the angle of that grind for the blade.
Yeah,
like just point the edge towards the camera. like the front edge. No, at the front, not the top.
Oh, this.
Front.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if I'll be able to.
I don't know if you can focus, but you can see how wide it is.
Wait, I gotta get down. I think
that's some thick stock.
I can. It's
Damn, she thick.
She is thick, and it's a crowned on top, so it's rounded out. He just puts a lot of attention to details in his knife, and that's what I respected about the original Hellraiser he sent me. So that's why when he was like, "Hey, man, you want to make a custom one?" I was like, "Yeah," because I really liked a lot of what he did with the knife. There was just some things that bugged me, like the holes, and there were some things that made it a little, I don't want to say the word that you like to use, but there were some things that
Mall Ninja.
Yeah, so I changed it to I Jeremy-fied it.
Well, it's definitely less Mall Ninja now, for sure.
Yes.
And I'm mostly clowning, but also I just did not like that knife originally.
I'll have to get you one of these and see if you change your mind, man, because I think the action on this thing you see how it just closes? I mean, it's good, man. It's good.
Hey, I gotta.
It is heavy as fuck, though.
I have a beef to squash.
What's that?
Do you have your Nkosi nearby?
No.
I need you to get your Nkosi.
Dude, that will take me like 5 minutes.
I need you to get
downstairs in a roll of knives in my closet because I haven't been carrying it because we've been going through different variations of this. He's been sending me test models to try to get it right. So I've been carrying this for like 3 months. I haven't really carried much else.
I need you to get your Nkosi.
I mean, why?
Because there's this thing where you said the Nkosi is just too hard to flick open.
Yeah, but we settled that before we stopped the podcast because you had put the live stream thing saying, "Hey, bitch, look," blah, 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 blah. And you flicked it, and I was like, "Yeah, okay, well."
But then whatever. you're like, it's not a full-sized Nkosi, so it doesn't matter.
It wasn't.
This is.
Is that a full-size Nkosi? It doesn't look like a full-size.
Sure is,
Nkosi.
bitch. Well, here's a Num-Nums-on if you need the size comparison.
A Num-Nums-on.
Num-Nums-on.
A Num-Num-Num-Num-Num-Num. Yeah, that is a full-size Nkosi. Hey, man, I'm only going off the Chris Reeve literature that I read from Chris Reeve saying that it was based on the bushings they put in it and stuff. It was not designed for that, and that it did not do it very well. It was meant to be more of a hydraulic feel.
They don't want any of their knives to be flicked. That's how all of them.
But Sabenza's open easier than the Nkosis.
Not really. This one right here is a bitch, but it still flicks.
It's hard to do. I probably need to take mine apart and clean it real good too, because I know I've had knives that they didn't flick very well, and then when I took them apart and really cleaned them good and re-oiled them, then they.
So the only thumb stud knife that I could not Spidey flick was this one, the Num-Nums-on. I don't think I can do it tonight. I did it. I can't, dude. It hurts so bad. I did it one night, no problem, but now it just
I tell you one thing that I do not love about Chris Reeve knives. I don't like the thumb studs they use. I'm not a fan.
This one has different thumb studs.
Does it? Is that the Num-Nums-on? Mm-hmm. How do you say
rounded.
That? Is it Num-Nums-on?
What you really just say is Zon.
Zon.
It's Num-Nums-on. Num-Nums-on.
Num-Nums-on. Okay.
It means the boss.
I don't, because Sabenza means work, right?
Yeah.
And then Nkosi means
a little too warm for this thing in here.
What does Nkosi mean? Nkosi has a meaning too. I can't think of what it is.
I don't know. I know Mnandi means beautiful.
But
I don't know what Nkosi means.
I don't love the thumb studs because Sabenza thumb is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
The way that those fucking thumb studs are shaped, they wear your thumbs out. I mean, they really do.
They do. Not so bad. You get used to it unless you're a bitch. But
that's what I'm saying. You have to develop a callus specifically for those thumb studs because I
have a divot into my thumb from all the thumbs. You see it?
It's kind of like playing. You can. It's kind of like when you start playing guitar and your fingers are fucking dead, and then after like a month or so, you get calluses, and it's fine.
You just become used to the way your fingers feel. I have calluses all over my hands from working out. and it doesn't bother me until I start working out, and I'm like, kind of hurts now. I haven't like
just dude, I had gnarly. I don't lift near as much as I used to, which I'm trying to get back into it this coming year. But I used to have gnarly calluses on my hands. I mean, they were gnarly from lifting all the time.
Yeah, I only have them on the middle 2 fingers on both hands, but yeah, they're getting pretty bad.
Got to watch those calluses on the right hand.
That's right.
They'll cause issues.
Have you seen this knife? This is unrelated, but have you seen this knife, Jeremy?
What's that?
So this is a Spyderco. It's a frame lock Spyderco. The Gale Bradley. I put my Carta scales on it because it comes with carbon fiber, but
you know, I think I have seen some pictures and stuff of that. I think Blade HQ maybe. I know there was a Spyderco recently that they put some stuff out, and I was like, Oh, somebody. I'm sorry. People keep asking me. No, it's not a Camacho. This is actually. I was going to smoke tonight, but I haven't got to it yet. It's in the wrapper, so you can't really see it very well. But this is a Caldwell. Long live the king, Mad Mofo. That was
You know what you need to smoke?
Right now, I'm smoking a Rocky Patel Sungrown. This is what this is.
You should smoke that Texas Lancero.
Yeah, I don't even have that anymore, I don't think.
What? You're supposed to keep it in case we ever get to 2,500 or 2,000 or whatever it was.
I Bill Clintoned it. I'm just kidding. I didn't. You thought I was serious, didn't you? I could tell by the look on your face like, bitch, that was an overshare. I can see that. I was kidding. No.
He was not kidding.
Nkosi means chief.
Chief, boss, work, beautiful. Okay.
No, I still have it. I thought I hadn't seen it. It was in the back. I mean, look at that thing.
I smoked a LFD that was not much smaller than that.
Dude, this thing, does it have the size on here?
I think it was a 70 ring gauge, right?
It doesn't say.
I think it was a 70 by 6 or 7.
I think it's a 70 by 7. It's longer than a 6. I mean, it's fat, dude. I would feel like.
So the LFD I had was a 65 by 6.5.
65 is big, but it's like, I smoke 60 gauge ring cigars occasionally, right? So 65 is big, but it's not like quite, you don't really feel like you're sucking a dick quite yet. You know what I mean? It's getting there.
I don't have that frame of reference, Jeremy. So,
well, then you know what I'm saying? There's a time and a place for everything. And it's called college. Like, I don't know what to tell you. But
desperate times.
Desperate times. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to make a little side money. But I think once you break that 70 and up, then it gets super phallic. Like it's real bad.
Isn't there a cigar called the Woody? It's like a 70 ring gauge by like 20 inches.
I mean, I don't know why it'd be called the Woody because ain't nobody packing around 20 inches. Okay. And if you are, when you get aroused, you black out from blood loss. Okay.
Hope Taylor's daughter went to bed. I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit. I forgot about that. Taylor, I forgot.
She's asleep. Well, she's probably not asleep, but she's not watching anymore. Hopefully.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Good.
Did you see the Arturo Fuente I had the other day?
Andrew says, Jeremy, shake my head. Oh man. The Fuente? What was what was it?
Arturo Fuente was in Hemingway, but it was the masterpiece. So there's the work of art and then the short story. Short story is like 4 inches, work of art's like 5. And then the masterpiece is 9. So it's a perfecto, but it's 9 inches long. Dude, it took me 2.5 hours to smoke it.
Dude, I mean, that's
it was
I've only had the Hemingway short story. I call that a dog walker. I used to get those specifically for when I just wanted like a quick, I
like the short story.
Yeah, it's a good smoke. But that's the only one that I've had of theirs.
But it's the same tobaccos. It's just a bigger version of the short story.
Ooh.
And I was watching MMA, and it was going to be like a 4-hour thing. So I was like, I'd rather just smoke one big cigar than like 2. So, you all right over there?
I'm savoring because this shit's delicious. Somebody said there's also an Asylum 9 by 90. Dude, 90? is so big, dude. 90 is, I mean, that's like, I mean, that's actual, that's pecker sized. 90. That's huge.
All right.
Any experience with new Air Electric Humidors? Yes. I've got one right back there.
April Fool's cigar. It doesn't
something to be said real quick, and I just want to make a point of this for anybody that's in here. Now, I think the newest New Air Humidor might have humidification in it. I don't remember. I know they've redone it recently and they've got a new model out, but most of the cooler doors, the humidors, the New Air ones, they don't have humidification in them, right? They're airtight. They've got cedar shelves in it, which is good for cigars. And they've got temperature control and they circulate the air and stuff, which is all great for cigars. But you do have to put like some Boveda packs or something in there to supply the humidity. I think some people don't understand that and they get real like offended. Oh my God. See, that's ridiculous.
This would definitely get checked by as like not safe for work by some algorithm. Apparently the Woody is a 100 ring gauge and it's 21 inches long.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's unnecessary. That's an unnecessary. You would have to unhinge your jaw like a snake to you know, smoke like no. Somebody's gonna screenshot that, by the way, me going.
I hope so. I sure hope so.
But anyway, back to the thing. So just for anybody who is on here and they're thinking about getting oh my God, dude. Like, how long would you have to smoke that? I mean, there's no way you could smoke that in one sitting. There's
no way.
100
ring gauge and it's 21 inches long. That's like 12 hours. It has to be 12 hours.
That's crazy. You couldn't smoke that by yourself. That would have to be like
I could smoke it, but I might get a little nicotine buzz.
That would have to be like a hookah that you like pass around and everybody just fucking shares it because you would die from trying to finish that thing. Somebody asked how long cigars last outside a humidor. I mean, it really depends on your environment, man. It's tough to say. Here in Florida, where it's pretty humid, I could actually leave cigars out for a pretty reasonable amount of time and they don't really dry out very quick. If you live in Arizona, you leave those bitches out for an hour and they'd probably be like completely dry, crackly, you know, horrible.
Bro, I left a T52 out for 2 days in this office and it split.
Yeah.
Womp, womp.
So it's hard to say how long you could leave cigars out without a humidor. I tell you what you can do is if you don't have a humidor, you could put them in like a small airtight container, like a very small Tupperware that doesn't have a lot of extra airspace, and it will slow down the drying out of the cigar because that inside of that small Tupperware will kind of stabilize with humidity and it won't let it dry out any more than a certain amount. But it's hard to say the exact amount. If you're going to store cigars for long periods of time, cheapest way to do it, and I think Taylor, you did this for a little while, is just buy some Boveda packs and a Tupperware container and just throw some in a Tupperware with some Boveda. It's like a good, cheap and dirty. It works great.
I throw them in a little like dry box, like a Pelican or there's a million different things you can do.
Any airtight container with a Boveda pack is going to, you know, hold you over if you don't want to spend the cheddar on a nice humidor.
Oh, I recently have discovered a cigar that I really, 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 really like, and I think I told you about it. I sent you the weird one. I think it was called the Swamp Thing.
Oh, yeah.
That KFC.
I got some of those.
It was a KFC. Dude, I got the little cigarillos. I can't remember what they're called. But
I've got some of those. I think that's the ones I have.
The Kentucky Fire Cured. Dude, those, I took them backpacking. I love those.
Oh, shit.
Dude, they're like,
yeah.
Dude, those are so good. Wait, are those, yours are green. Yours are Candelas.
Yeah, these are like little Kentucky Fire Cured Swamp Things. So these are like,
those are Candela wrappers.
Yeah, these are Candela wrappers, which have a very unique flavor. Some people really like it. Some people really hate it.
I got sick off the one I smoked. So
I don't get sick off cigars really anymore, barely ever.
Well, I've been doing like fasting and low carb and all sorts of shit. So I don't take it as like that cigar made me sick. It's more of my diet affected how the cigar was, you know, like
because from what I understand, the reason you get sick from cigars Now, somebody may correct me on this, but from what I understand,
blood glucose levels.
Yeah, nicotine does something with your blood sugar, right? So it like makes your blood sugar bottom out, and then you get real funky. That's why if you're for anybody that's listening that's hasn't heard, we've talked about this in the podcast before, I think, but if you ever are smoking a cigar and you start to feel ill, sugar, whether you take a spoonful of just table sugar, drink like a Pepsi or a Coke with a lot of sugar in it, eat a candy bar, anything real high in sugar.
That's why I have those dark chocolate morsels that Eleanor got into. Those are my cigar candies.
Yeah. Anything like that, if you're starting to feel sick from a cigar, will snap you out of it real quick. Which is another reason.
Anything from that masterpiece, that 9-inch cigar.
Oh yeah, that's which is another reason why a lot of times they tell you if you're going to smoke a real strong cigar and you're not acclimated to nicotine, to make sure you do it after a meal, because your blood sugar's up from eating all the meal and stuff, and it generally won't make you sick. Yeah, I don't really get sick from them, but I've heard a lot of people say that you can be getting pretty like green off a cigar, and you eat like a Snickers, and like within 2 or 3 minutes, you're feeling pretty good again.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround for sure.
Yeah. Coffee with a lot of sugar. Coffee in general is just
just drink a kind of a sugary drink with it. So I do ginger beer. It's a really good pairing.
Ginger beer is good with cigar. I really like root beer with cigars. Root beer, like a good old fashioned root beer, is with cigars. I need to do a video on that, actually. Like, non-traditional cigar pairings, right? Like things that you wouldn't think, because everybody says coffee and cigars, right?
Don't forget.
I enjoy a good Truly. I still got those. I was hoping those motherfuckers disappeared.
I normally like to drink coffee.
Coffee.
I want that caffeine, baby. And I know this is going to sound super like bouge, but I can't disagree. I enjoy a good Truly if it's within your wheelhouse and something you can, you got the budget for it.
I've missed these. I've missed these sound bites. I need more.
What's funny is like, okay, here's the thing. Most of those I'll give you, because most of those are things that I truly said that you just took the clip. That one, though, you spliced a bunch of shit together to make me say something that I didn't fucking say.
No, you said it. You said it.
Come on now.
I want to see your counter evidence.
You told me you did it. I think I've got a text.
Coffee.
Ooh, hot cocoa. I bet you that would be good with a cigar.
All right. I need your help.
What?
I need your help. So I just had the Oak and Eden, the toasted oak. This shit's good. It's really
Is it good?
But that's a 90 proof. So that's the lowest, I believe. Yeah, this one's 118. This one's hot. 118. This is 100 proof.
I haven't tried that. I'm listening to you, Taylor. I just noticed somebody said sweet tea is absolutely amazing with a Corojo cigar. That actually does sound pretty good. I'm gonna have to try that.
I can't do sweet tea. I've not had High West Campfire in 3 or 4 years, but I know I like this whiskey. At least I did then.
Have you ever had that Old Forester?
This one?
The 1897? I know you've had like 1920, 1910. I know you've had some of the other Whiskey Row, but have you had 1897?
I've had 1870, 1910, 1920, the Statesman. I don't know that I've had this one.
Well, then try that one next. Give it a whirl. You've had
definitely tried this. I've definitely had this, but dude, 118 proof. This is it's got some ass on it.
She got some ass on her. She a thick girl.
I'm gonna try this, but I want to taste just a tiny little bit of this Campfire. It's been a long time since I've had it.
I would go. I'm sorry, I'm reading comments while we're seeing if there's anything. Soundbite. One day we're Rolex and the same. Yeah, fucking Taylor with the truth. Usually stick with bourbon and coffee with my cigar.
What's this button do?
Patina.
Yeah, I usually stick with bourbon and coffee myself, Chris. But I do find that there are some unique pairings that I tell you, and I've said this on the podcast before, and anybody who's listening hasn't tried this, you should really try it. Get you a nice, usually some form of Maduro. I won't say, I mean, obviously Connecticut broadleaf wrapper would be a good, a Mexican San Andreas would be good, but any Maduro darker wrapper that's got some good chocolatey notes.
Can I just say now, I don't like Maduros and dark wrappers.
Really?
I've tried. I've had,
but they're usually way sweeter. They're usually very sweet and nice.
I just don't like the flavor out of them. Like,
really?
Okay. So I was talking to Derek.
That's where you get the chocolates. The chocolates and the sweet? No, nothing.
This is not to discredit Derek or Todd, who works there now, the Cigar Loft in Concord. They've tried to help me find other cigars that I like as much as the Liga No. 9. I love the Liga.
That's got a dark wrapper on it.
It's not that dark.
What are you talking about?
I
think that's dark. A Mexican. What kind of wrapper is that on that cigar? I'm looking it up.
It's not that dark.
Liga No. 9. I don't remember what kind of wrapper is on a Liga 9. I think it's like a fucking. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? I hate pop-ups so bad.
Just want to get a little.
Yeah, dude. What are you talking about? That wrapper is a Connecticut broadleaf. That is a dark ass wrapper. That's my favorite wrapper, Connecticut broadleaf.
That cigar is still one of my favorite cigars. But okay, so I say dark. I have cigars in my humidor that are visually much darker than that one, and they tend to have like just more charred notes. I don't get sweet chocolatey out of them.
Well, you can.
And I don't enjoy them. It
depends. I recently had some La Aurora broadleaf wrappered cigars that had a very charred note in it that I didn't particularly hit. It wasn't my favorite. It was a good cigar, but it wasn't my favorite. It was not my favorite. Normally, you can get a Connecticut broadleaf. Normally has sweeter chocolatey notes in it.
I'm not going to highlight that, but look at Jeremiah Daniels' comment.
Where? Highlighted. I can't see it. I can't.
Oh my God! Go get your bifocals, you old ass.
High West is always. Is it down from that one? He's got a bunch of them in here.
Jesus, dude.
I'm not even going to comment on that. I'm just going to leave that one alone for fear of somebody taking it the wrong way.
I'm never going to not like this stuff. The High West Campfire.
It's got a little Isla whiskey in it. Isn't that how they, and if I'm not mistaken, that's how they give it the smoky. They have a little Isla whiskey in there, Isla Scotch in there, don't they?
It's rye, bourbon, and Scotch blended.
Yeah. It's delicious. I've never had it.
I love it, man. You should get a bottle. It's about $70-$80.
But anyway, back to it. But Connecticut broadleafs, what I was saying is that the pairing that is a very interesting pairing is you get some form of stout beer, whether it be a Guinness. I personally like the bourbon barrel stout. I think it's really good. Some of the milk stouts are pretty good and stuff like that. But I would suggest either the bourbon barrel stout or just a regular old Guinness.
There's something else though that would go really well. What's it called?
Stop. You're looking for a fucking button or something over there, bitch. I know exactly what you're doing. I know what you're doing. Fucking stop it.
No, I'm not. I was getting a knife. Is it a?
Oh, I thought you were looking for a Truly button.
Is it a Truly?
But you get a stout and you get some chocolate covered espresso beans and a nice Maduro cigar. And you eat one of those chocolate covered espresso beans, take a few sips of that fucking stout, and then take a puff on that cigar. Man, those flavors fucking bring it home, son. They bring it home. I'm telling you, it is a magical pairing.
What was it
from the heavens?
What was it? There was something I was drinking one night, and I texted you about how good of a pairing it was.
I don't remember. I know that cigars are often very good after smoked meat. Good brisket, good pulled pork. Go out and have a little whiskey and a cigar. My first try with
brisket was such a fail. Brisket's tough. It's finicky.
Brisket's tough, man. It's real finicky, but when you make it good, it is top shelf barbecue when it comes out right. But it is probably the finickiest cut of meat.
Have you seen this knife, Jeremy?
No, that's a clean knife. I mean, that's clean. Is that carbon fiber though?
I have a micarta insert, but they shrunk, so there's gaps if I use the micarta insert. But I want to get another insert for it or an inlay. But this thing,
for some reason,
guillotine, straight guillotine.
Boop. It's that. I love that last slow to click. That's how this Hellraiser does. It's like it's slow and then it hits that detent and it just goes boop. It's this very satisfying boop down into the D10. It's nice.
So update on cigars since we're on the topic of it.
Yeah. Oh, update.
I have some favorites that we haven't talked about. So you guys know I'm a sucker for the Liga number 9. I've had several T52s. I keep going back to the number 9.
I actually slightly prefer the T52 myself, but they're both top shelf cigars. I slightly prefer a 52.
There's one that's right there with it for me.
What's that?
Almafuerte. Plasencia Almafuerte.
Oh, dude, Plasencia Almafuerte is the bomb, dude.
Cigar, man.
Their Alma del Fuego is really good too. Have you had the Alma del Fuego?
No,
it's a really good one.
The only thing is, these cigars are really good, but man, they are fucking expensive. Like those. Ooh, what is this?
These are 2 cigars that I'm doing with Privada that we're going to be coming out with soon. There is the longer, slightly lighter wrappered one, and we're going to sell these as this is going to be I specifically picked this one because I thought it was a little milder and it went very well in the morning with coffee. And then this one's a little darker and it goes really good with whiskey. So we're specifically selling these as like a morning coffee cigar and an afternoon or evening whiskey cigar kind of combo.
Nice.
Yeah, I hand selected both of these blends. They got my banding on them and stuff, and we'll be dropping them with Privada. They're ready. This is another one that's ready. And I've been working my butt off to try to get some of this stuff, the cigars and the knives and all this stuff ready for make sure it was out so everybody could get them for Christmas. So everything's ready now, and it's just a matter of me getting some time to get all the promotional shit done on them and get them dropped.
So what he's trying to say is everybody can expect these Christmas 2022.
No, they're all ready. I'll have them out. My goal was to have everything out
ready.
No later.
They're ready, but you got to take photos. It's going to be at least Christmas 2022.
My goal is to have everything done by like the first week in December at the latest.
Oh, yes, he has. One is called Butt Pee for sure.
No, there's no names. We're just,
and the other one is called Truly Cocktail.
It's just a signature cigar.
Meat Stick.
It's just a signature cigar. One's to be is supposed to be paired with coffee. One's supposed to be paired with whiskey, but we didn't name them. Although I am doing a
meat stick.
Dude, I am doing a full.
You have to.
I can't have to meat stick. It's nothing like that. If you had one that was real meaty. Somebody else asked the barrel pick. The barrel pick is picked. We have it to Woodford. Woodford is apparently having some like bottle shortages. We were trying to have that out by Christmas, but they're having some supply chain issues. I know everybody's tired of hearing supply chain issues, but I mean, that's what they tell us, and there's nothing we can do about it when they say it is. So we're thinking probably early 2022 sometime, hopefully like maybe in January, hopefully it should be ready. It's already picked. They've got the pick. Everything's done. The Patreons help me pick it out. It's just a matter of getting Woodford to get it bottled up and get it to us. So we are waiting patiently.
Very nice. But what I was going to say, I have a few up there with those 2 cigars. The one that never got a whole lot of traction was the Trail Mix release from LCA. They didn't push it. I didn't know much about it.
What was the LCA release that was? It had like an orange or something around the footband. Because
that's what I'm talking about.
Dude, that's the one I'm talking about. That fucking cigar,
so fucking good.
Was so good. I went down
love that cigar. That was the Trail Mix. That's the one I'm talking about.
Brian didn't send me that, but I went down to a local shop down in St. Augustine. Dude, look at that burn. I burnt the fuck out of my arm the other day. Brian, I went down to one of the local shops in St. Augustine who is an LCA shop, and they actually had a bunch of the LCA releases that I hadn't tried. And I picked that one up, and I got home and I was like, how the fuck did I not get sent one of these? This was probably one of the best LCA releases I had. It was
nobody talked about it, but that was my favorite LCA to date, hands down, no question. And it's in my top 3 cigars.
I would agree with you because it caught me off guard. It was very, very good. I don't even remember who made it.
6 of them.
Who made it?
Buenaventura.
Buenaventura. That's exactly who it was. Yep. That cigar was the fucking thunder. It was so good. It was by far one of the better cigars I've had lately. And I know I say that a lot, but
it was
a banger.
Really good. I have 2 left. So good.
I have none. I bought 3 of them and I smoked all 3 of them in like 2 days.
I bought 6 and put 2 in my like overflow that I don't touch, so I can have. I touch it, but like I could twist this, but I want to cut it because
I still have about 6 of the trail mix. He's still got about 6 left. You lucky bitch.
I'll give you my left nut.
He's like, I don't need it. I've already got 2 kids. I'm good.
Oh, his name is Left Nut. I just heard you say it and I said that.
That's hilarious. That's
great.
Good. That's awesome. Need it. Impromptu review to 18. Taylor, they're wanting an impromptu when you give that a 4.
A what?
You're wanting an impromptu of that review of that 1897 when you pour it.
Oh.
Your initial thoughts.
Yeah, that's what we're getting to right now. The campfire was good.
It was great with cognac. I'm just reading some of these comments to see if there's anything out here. Pickle juice on the burn.
Yikes. So first one got canceled. Second one got shelved because we are low priority in the whole manufacturing process. So indefinite shelving of it, unfortunately.
That's happened with a few of my projects too, man. You get off on this thing I was trying to make a whiskey flight board out of wood, barrel staves. And we've hit a bit of a hitch with that because nobody can make it the way that I want it. And I'm pretty picky with my releases. Like I have a certain way that I want them, and we can't seem to find anybody to make them the way that I want them made.
Dude, I love how clean those numbers are. 50.0%, 100.0 proof.
Dude, I am a little
clean.
I can't decide though.
Left nut, you don't have to send me in that's really nice of you, but it's okay. Enjoy them. They're very good. I can't
decide though if I like the new branding better than the old. I think I like the old branding better.
On what?
The old Forester bottles.
Oh.
That they redesigned the labels, that they're different than the old ones. Here, I'll get you a bottle. Hold on.
Yeah. How recently?
I don't have a bottle of 1897 up here. Hold on. Wait. Well, you can still see.
They're not different from like the...
This isn't 1897, but you can see the difference in the way they've changed the styling of the label.
Oh, yeah. My 1920 is like yours.
Yeah.
With that like stamp on it.
Right. Well, in the font and everything's just a little different. And then the labels are white now. They used to be this kind of cream kind of color to make them look a little aged. And I think they're like whiter color.
This is cream.
Oh, is it?
But it doesn't have that stamp.
And I think they changed the font and stuff slightly on it.
No. Maybe like in the smaller text.
Hold up the 1897. Yeah, see, they did some different shit that I don't know that
it's definitely whiter, but it's still cream.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say that it's mixed, and I've also heard that they changed the blend slightly. I've heard a lot of people say that they taste a little different since they've changed up the stuff. I don't know why that would be. I haven't had any of the new bottles yet. But Leaf and Barrel Bibles, they're coming. We're trying so hard to get those here by Christmas. They're at the printers because see, I'm having not only the leather done, but we're actually printing templates on all the pages so that it has like a little kind of like scoring sheet for you to fill out when you're doing cigars and place for notes and flavor wheels and all kinds of cool shit. So they're at the printer, they're being printed, and we're trying really hard to get them done by Christmas.
Ooh, that's got like a candy flavor to it.
1897 is nice, dude.
It's nice. Hot. It's hot. My tongue's numb now from that one sip. But it's whoa, it's got some kind of like sour candy to it. I don't normally get like flavor notes, but that like just jumped out at me.
That's nice. That's good.
Damn.
It's good. My favorites are still 1910 and 1920, but I like all of the Whiskey Row series. I think they're all very, very good. But I do like all of those two the best. Off topic. pouches are big right now. Any leather with hook and loop pouches out there. What? What are we talking about? Pouches are big right now. What kind of pouches? We talking about like man bags?
No.
What are we talking about?
It's worse than that.
I got some nutsack bags that are pretty good that I like a lot.
Pouches like this right here.
What are we talking about?
All right, we're going to play a little game, Jeremy.
Okay.
We're going to play a little game.
I'm down.
This right here is a Garage Built Gear Mighty Pouch Plus.
Okay.
How much do you think this is worth? Not all the stuff in it, not all the patches, just the pouch.
What is it made of?
Cordura.
Cordura?
Yeah, Cordura.
Has it got like elastic loops in it and shit?
Inside, yeah. I'll open it up.
Going off what Maxpedition charges for something like that, I'm going to say probably around like 30, maybe $40.
I could probably sell this for like $300 right now.
Oh my God. Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't know what the secondary is. I know for a while there it was outrageous. I got offered $1,000 for this. I'm not.
Are you
joking.
fucking kidding me?
I'm
Whoever
not
offered you $1,000 for that has more fucking money than sense. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
You were pretty close to the original price, $39, $40.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just basing that on because I have quite a few of those Maxpedition pouches that I use for organizing gear and stuff, and they're usually depending on the size of the pouch. I mean, they got them as cheap as about 15 or 20 up to about 60. So that looked like a middle-sized one.
Yeah, I legit was offered in a DM on Instagram $1,000.
Okay, no offense to that person. I don't know them. They could be a very nice person, but they need to reevaluate their priorities.
Yes. Garage Built Gear sent me 3 of these, and people are like literally offering their left nuts for one. I'm like, I mean, it's nice. I like it. I throw this in my bag every day.
Bro, it's a cool fucking canvas pouch. Like, yeah. I will never spend $1,000 on a canvas pouch. I thought
the dude that offered me $300 was off a Zam Rocker, and then somebody turns around and DMs me, "I'll give you $1,000."
Dude, I wouldn't pay more than $50 for that. It would be hard to get me to pay $50 for that. Like, I think I would probably top out at like $30 or $40. Like, I just wouldn't. It's canvas, fucking Cordura or whatever. It's material. No, I'm out. Doesn't make any sense.
Let's play another game.
But you know what, man? Jeremy. It's that same thing though that goes with a lot of EDC gear. A lot. I mean, even watches, knives, everything else. It's what the market will bear. You know, if there's a high want out there, if there's a lot of people wanting it, there's not a lot of them out there, then people start paying ridiculous prices for shit.
That's a good question.
Whiskey. Look at whiskey. Fucking Weller that used to be $20 a bottle. People buy for $300 and $400 a bottle. It's fucking crazy.
Hoy Bowdy, what is the highest proof whiskey y'all tried? This right here is the highest for me. This is 118.4.
The highest proof whiskey, like legal stuff that I've ever tried is the Stag. I have right here. Hold on.
Oh. I had to step in for Jeremy's burps.
I don't know. Maybe this isn't the strongest. I thought this was the strongest, but I might have one that's stronger. This was a release of Stag they did back a while ago. And they called it, what the fuck did they call it? I just forgot what they called it. It was there and that's another age thing. It just floats out. I forgot it. Hazmat. I think they called it Hazmat. It's 144.8 proof. So it's stout, bro. 144.8 proof is real stout. But that's like legal in a bottle. I've had some like moonshine type shit that would strip paint. I don't even know what proof it was because it was, you know what I mean? Like,
he doesn't know because it made him blind.
Well, it was just some Kentucky shit. You know what I mean? Somebody made in a still, you know what I mean? And it was, I don't know. I don't know what proof it was. It was strong as fuck. But as far as like whiskey goes, this 144 is probably close to the limit. Hold on.
That's pretty high octane shit. Yeah, this 118, I may have had higher, but just like since I've been paying attention, 118 is probably the highest for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not bouge like Jeremy.
I think that 144 might be. I think that 144 might be either the top or close to the top. That's pretty hot. 144 is hot. Anything over 140 is legally hazmat. Yeah, and that one's 144 point something. It's hot. Price on the Ninja Blade. I don't know what they set that price at. The guys at Red Horse, their customs.
I know the price.
His customs are expensive.
The price is your dignity.
I know his production stuff is in the 2s, and then some of his custom stuff goes up into the 7s. Now it's not going to be that expensive because I didn't want to put my name on anything in the 7s because I just didn't want to make people pay that much for it. But I want to say it's somewhere in the 3s or 4s, if I'm not mistaken, because it's one of his custom runs, which are kind of high. I mean, not high, they're custom knives that he, but I want to say 4 or something.
Yo, Jeremy, I'm going backpacking again. Can I take some of that 140 with me backpacking?
Yeah, for what? For like fucking jet fuel?
Yeah, well, you want to maximize your alcohol content per ounce. So
yeah, you're trying to stay light.
Yeah, I took 8 ounces of. The first time I took like 20 ounces of Elijah Craig small batch, and that didn't get the job done because I didn't end up drinking all of it. But last time I think I took 1910 out into the woods. No, that's 100.
It's a good choice.
I can't remember what it might be. 90 proof.
No, 1910. 1910's one.
I think it's in the 90s.
Oh, it's right here. 93.
Yeah, I knew it was in the 90s.
Yeah, it's the 1920 that's 115. That's when I was getting.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Yeah, I'm thinking I might take this next time.
Dude, that's a good easy drinking because that's I think their lowest proof in the Whiskey Row series.
Except for the one that you just pointed at.
Huh?
The 1910's 93. This is 100.
Which one is that?
1897.
Oh, that's not 1897. Is it?
Yeah.
That's is that the bottle and bond?
Yeah.
So what the fucking one am I thinking of? What's the one that I'm thinking of?
1870.
That's the one I'm thinking of. The one that's like the lowest proof. Okay, I was getting confused. Yeah. They're all good, man. Honestly, none of the Whiskey Row series will set you wrong. Having a classic Wild Turkey 101 tonight, man. I say all the time, you can't go wrong with Wild Turkey 101. It just especially for the price. I mean, that shit's like $20 a bottle.
I don't like it.
Really? Have you had 101?
Yep, I bought a bottle of it. I drank it, but it had this like funk at the end of it.
Well, Wild Turkey does have a
same thing with a Long Branch. Both of them had that same.
Well, I think you're just tasting Wild Turkey's flavor profile, and that might not be your jam. You know what I mean?
It might be.
Jeremy's having a senior moment, buddy. I have a lot of senior moments.
If he's awake, he's having a senior moment,
buddy, and they just keep getting worse and worse. Okay, they get worse and worse and more frequent the older I get.
So I stole your insert and threw it in my orange Zippo. I can't keep these things filled.
Well, that's what I was about. These are my favorite cigar lighters these days. These Zippos with the butane inserts. They're my favorites because they're small, they're easy to fit in your pocket, they're dope. I just like Zippos, right? It's just old school. Like I like the click, I like the brass, I like everything about them. The only downfall is they don't hold a ton of fuel. So when you're using them with a jet, you better have some fucking butane nearby because you're gonna run through that shit. That's the only downfall.
I've shown up like this one's out. This one's out. I filled it up.
Look, right here.
Yep.
I always keep it close by. And anytime I leave the house with this, I guarantee you I top it off before I leave because it does run through because it's a double jet. And I mean, you got to think, man, that's not a very big tank. You know what I'm saying?
Taylor with the random, I don't like it every time we mention a classic.
I mean, a lot of people don't like Wild Turkey, man. And a lot of people do. It's one of those things, whiskey is very subjective.
Yeah. There's and I like a lot of the same things, but then there are those few things that I'm like, no, bro, nope, not at all.
Exactly. I think Wild Turkey is good, and I think for the price they sell it out, the 101, I think it's probably one of the best bang for the bucks on the market because it's 101 proof. It's got some great flavor, and it's like $20 a bottle. It's fucking crazy.
But I will grab Elijah Craig small batch over it every single time. Every time.
See, I actually used to prefer that, and as of late, I've kind of been preferring the old Kickin' Chicken. Now, I know some people say you can't call Wild Turkey Kickin' Chicken because apparently there's like another bourbon out there called Fighting Cock that's their logo is Kickin' Chicken. But I'm from Kentucky, and we've been calling Wild Turkey Kickin' Chicken from back in the day. We've been calling it that forever, just as like a joke. Why did you switch from soft flame to the torch? Well, because I couldn't find the soft flame inserts for these Zippos were made by a company called Thunderbird. And it was like an aftermarket Chinese or Japanese, probably Chinese, not Japanese. And the build quality was inconsistent on them, man. So like they would work okay for a while, and then you'd light it and it would shoot a fucking soft flame out that long that would like burn all the eyebrows off. And you know what I mean? So like I like a soft flame on a cigar sometimes, but I couldn't get a good soft flame Zippo insert that was consistent and didn't like break after a few months and start acting crazy. So lately I've been doing the old double jets. Plus the double jets are better for touching up. It's hard to touch up a cigar with a soft flame, but with a jet and you need to touch it up, you can really zero in and hit it up. So that's it. I do still like soft flames. And if somebody ever comes out with like if Zippo ever produces a soft flame butane insert, I'll check it out. But those Thunderbirds were just, I don't know, man, inconsistent.
The Thunderbird torches are great, but I never tried the soft flame.
The
touching up with a Firebird triple burner, yeah, that's fun. You're like,
woof.
You're like, you're like in there, like you just like click it real quick, and then the whole head of your cigar is on fire.
I get the Bourbon Junkies had sent me, they did a Calibri Bourbon Junkies release, one of the Calibri lighters. I forgot the model, but it's just a single jet. And while it's not great for lighting huge cigars because it's just a single jet and you really it is the touch up master, man. Cause it's like a fucking lightsaber, dude. You can go in there and scalpel just like a tiny little piece and not touch anything else. It's really good.
So I have a Calibri triple jet, but they're angled in.
That's that like one you sent me, dude. That thing is money.
Yeah, that thing's sick, but the cutter kind of sucks.
Yeah, anytime they incorporate lighters and cutters, I found they usually skimp on the cutter. But the triple jets that angle into one, and they're flat, right?
Yeah, I really. That's what I was gonna say because you can just kind of go.
I like that style of. I had zero luck with soft flames.
But the reason I don't carry that one is because
it's huge.
Same deal. No, well, it is kind of big, but it's smaller than carrying a lighter and a cutter.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But
that's a solid point.
But the reason I don't is I can't keep it filled up. Those three jets are like thirsty.
Dude, they are thirsty. They are. You know what? Somebody gave me when I went to go. Actually, it was the little cigar store in St. Augustine where I picked up that LCA drop that we were just talking about. They gave me just they threw it in the bag because I was out and I didn't have a lighter, and I asked them for some matches, and they gave me some matches and a lighter. It was just a little Vertigo, I think was the brand, or Vertigo, and it was just a little triple flame, like
those
plastic.
Things are bomb proof. That's what I take backpacking.
They're great though, man.
Dude, their tanks are like huge.
Yeah, has a good sized tank. I think the lighters are like $15 or something. They're super cheap. It works great. So I mean, if you need a cheap lighter that just does a good job, those are the one, man. Those are the ones. They don't have near the cool points as like a Zippo or a cool like triple flame fucking, but hey, if you're just trying to light your shit, light it. I enjoy a good traditional Zippo light. You know what, man? Thank you, Kyle. I do too, but man, I catch hell from people about that. I mean, you would be surprised that people in the cigar community that are, let's be honest, they're cigar snobs. They get super butthurt if they see you light a cigar with a petrol-based lighter. They get butthurt, man. I mean, They get as mad as people that are PC people get mad about Macs. I mean, they get furious. I've had people like rant a fucking paragraph this long on a cigar video that I lit with a Zippo, a standard Zippo. How am I supposed to trust you? You're just a fucking idiot. I mean, like angry because I lit it with a Zippo. And I'm like, dude, first off, you need to get like more important shit in your life that you're getting this upset over what I light my cigar with. And secondly, quit being a douchebag. It doesn't make that much difference. Like you don't taste it. They're like, it ruins the cigar. It doesn't ruin the cigar. Shut the fuck up. You can taste the Zippo. I actually like the flavor of the Zippo fluid, but yes, as you're lighting it and the flame is on the cigar, you can taste it. But a minute later, that flavor is gone. Like, get over yourself. Calm the fuck down.
That shit evaporates so fast anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody who says it taints the whole fucking cigar, they're just being cigar snobs.
The only thing that taints the whole cigar is your attitude.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
pretentious snob.
That's the only thing that's tainting this is your shitty fucking attitude, you fucking snob.
I may have triggered Jeremy. Everything triggers Jeremy.
Yeah, he did trigger me. Just because I get mad at people that get like super snobby and aggressive over their opinions, right? Like they want to make other people feel like shit because they have a different opinion than them. Like I don't like people that are like that. The world's a big place. Everybody likes different shit, and it's okay to like different stuff. You don't have to like get fucking mad at me about it. It's stupid. Like calm the fuck down.
I had somebody comment on my channel today. They said, "You're not a fan of Star Wars? Unsubscribed."
Look, okay. I agree with him on that. No. Look, I get why.
Okay.
I get somebody giving you shit for not liking Star Wars because you not liking Star Wars is base treachery. But I mean, unsubscribe, really? Like, does he subscribe to you because of Star Wars? No. Then what the fuck does your opinion on Star Wars have to do with whether he subscribes to you or not?
I'm an untrustworthy guy, you know?
I guess, man. Can't
trust my opinions. I'm a hater of all things good.
I guess, dude.
As indicated by the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been called a hipster. I don't dislike things because they're popular. I dislike things because I dislike them. And I like things because I like them. That's it. That's the whole story.
People call me a hipster all the time. I get hipster.
Oh, you are?
Constantly.
I get it a lot. Oh, lot.
Rune King Thor, what up? He said, hey, y'all. There you go. John Nicholson. No, I can't read Nicholson. Yeah, Nicholson is what it says. He is not a Star Wars fan either, Taylor. You are not alone, my friend.
Hello, brother. Welcome to Ascension.
What's your favorite way to brew coffee at home? My favorite way to brew coffee is pour over. However, that is not the way I brew it the most often. Because it is time consuming and sometimes I don't feel like fucking with it. I don't know though. Actually, maybe espresso. I do really like espresso.
My favorite way to brew coffee at home is to get in the car and drive to the coffee shop and come back home.
Bro, have you tried?
I'm actually about to build a coffee bar in my new office.
Pete did a video on it and they sent me some samples and I think I'm going to do an ad with them here. I think early next year. Have you tried the coffee ice cubes?
No.
Dude, it's instant coffee, right? But instead of being a crystallized form, it's like concentrated and frozen. And then you bloop, put the little, you bloop the little in the cup and then you add hot water. Dude, it's best instant coffee I've ever had. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of instant coffee. But because this isn't freeze,
bro.
Isn't it usually freeze dried? Isn't that how they normally make instant coffee?
Yeah, and the freeze drying process gives it a little bit of a funk.
It gives it a thing, right?
Yeah.
This doesn't do that.
It's hard to pinpoint.
This is just frozen little cups that you and dude, it's so amazingly good.
So my problem with that is I typically drink my coffee cold. And I couldn't do that with that. Right?
No, I tell you, you make an iced coffee. What you do, because they're in little aluminum cups with lids on them. So what you do is you run it under hot water for like 30 seconds and it melts the whole ice cube. And then you can just pour, because they have a way you can make iced coffee with it.
Okay.
What I do to make it quick is I pour the hot water from the kettle in a coffee cup, and then I just drop the little container in the hot water, and within a minute, it's completely melted. And then
right here. Supposedly, the Death Wish instant coffee is supposed to be good. So I've been vehemently against Death Wish coffee since the beginning because it's kind of a marketing shtick, right? They're like, strongest coffee ever. It'll kick your ass because we're tough and you're a pussy. Like, that's kind of their marketing. But honestly, I bought some of their packets before I went backpacking because I didn't want Starbucks, and that was it. It was like Folgers, Starbucks, or Death Wish. That's what I had. I was down to that. And I grabbed some Starbucks and I grabbed some Death Wish. I went home. I tried them both. The Starbucks was out, tasted like ass. And the Death Wish was surprisingly good. It was actually pretty good. It wasn't like the best coffee ever, but I'd drink it regularly. Like, I have no problems drinking it. And the best part is that I did it. I shot video of it. I took a camera with me backpacking and shot a vlog and all that. But I did do a first try of the Death Wish. It didn't make the final video. It took me by surprise. It was good. But I ended up mixing it with my protein powder. Because I needed to. It was chocolate protein powder, so it's like a mocha.
But protein powder often has a little bit of got a little twang to it, you know.
No, this shit's good. It tasted like a hot chocolate.
Okay, great, awesome.
Yeah, it was like a mocha. It was really good. So I did that the first time. Both days I did chocolate protein powder, coffee, mix it up. Really good. It was like 200 calorie breakfast with a meal bar that was another like 3. It was a good backpacking breakfast.
Sorry, I'm just reading. Somebody says, is the whiskey hitting or is Taylor blurry? You are a little blurry right now for some reason. It'll probably clear up. It's probably just a little glitch in the matrix.
So it's the whiskey. That's funny.
Is the whiskey hitting? He's like, man, this shit's. I gotta slow down. These motherfuckers are looking blurry.
Taylor doesn't get Jeremy's Morris code.
Yeah.
You're little. I couldn't decode that.
Yeah, I saw you looked at me like I was fucking crazy when I did that. You were like,
I was like, but this last time, so Jeff, my trainer who took me backpacking, he was like, this is how you can get a little more protein in your breakfast without having to eat more shit. Just put it in your coffee. And I was like, good idea. Did it. Tastes good. He said, let the water cool off first. Let the water cool off before you put the protein in. Just trust me. So I did. This last time we went backpacking, so that was a little over a month ago. This other one was this past weekend. And I didn't wait the first night, or first morning rather.
No bueno.
Put the coffee in, waited like 2 minutes, and I got impatient and threw the protein powder in and stirred it up. It was a little chunky.
Oh, yeah, chunky's no good, bro.
Little chunky, and I stirred for like 10 minutes, and I finally mixed it in. The next morning, it was cold. We were in a hurry, and I didn't have time to wait. Dude, I dumped them both in at the same time, stirred it up. Never fucking again. I about puked that shit up. It was so the flavor was great. The flavor was really good. But have you ever had to chew your coffee?
Nope, sure haven't.
Dude, it was curdled. Curdled like
No, that's no good, bro. That's no.
It was not good.
I'm about to switch over. Oh, look, see if you can see these. Can you see this? Wait, focus. Can you see that new logo in there?
Oh, nice.
It's probably hard to see on the camera. That's the new version 2 whiskey glasses we got dropping soon. I put the skull logo. Everybody seems to love the skull logo, and I never drop these whiskey glasses with the skull logo in them. So we're doing the skull logo on the next drop. You know what? I haven't had any of this in a while, and I don't remember. Hold on a second. God damn it. Hold on. There we
go. What protein do you use? I don't know what it is. I get it from Sam's Club, but it's a chocolate protein, and it's good. Tastes good. It doesn't have much of a twang to it to me, but I always mix it with a bunch of other stuff.
This is one of the boys at the old Bourbon Junkies, the friends of ours, the Bourbon Junkies. This is one of their favorite
They're not friends of ours, or at least mine.
This is one of their favorite ryes, and I bought this bottle, and I had a little bit of it, and I haven't had it in a while.
Willet
straight rye whiskey.
I've not had a rye in a while.
That's why I figured I'd bust out a little rye here. Little Willet rye. I don't think it's a focus problem with this camera, guys. I think it's a little bit of a lagginess going on with the internet, with the old interwebs.
Yeah, I don't know why it would be.
It is a little blurry on my end for some reason. I mean, it's not Lego Man like it used to be back in the old office when we had like the just ridiculously. Smells good.
My tongue's a little numb.
Oh yeah, that is really good. Damn, I forgot how good that was. Ooh. Yeah. Woo! That's a good one, man. You Taylor, if you can get you a bottle of this, buddy, I think you would like it.
Oh yeah, let me just go get it. I don't think it's a speed. I don't think it's a speed issue. I just did a speed test while we're doing this, and my speeds are fine. Yeah, so that's interesting. I had 450 down and 20 up, so that's while streaming.
Hoy, thanks, buddy. Like the new shirts? They're actually not that new. They've been on the website for a while. They're on jeremysiders.com. Go grab you one. Got them in a couple different colors. Get you a good look. My beard gets in the way. I'm not a very good poster boy for advertising my shirts because you can't ever see half of the fucking designs because my beard's always in the way. So I have to lift up the beard so that y'all can actually see them. Man, that's really good. I don't remember liking that as much I remember the first time I tried it thinking, yeah, it was good, but I didn't think it was that good. But man, that was really good. But that just goes to show you, man, sometimes different whiskeys taste different depending on what you had before.
Dude, I don't even think I'm jumping to a like brash conclusion here.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is my favorite Old Forester now.
Really? That's the bottled and bond, right?
I think it trumps the 1920. I love the 1920. That's been my favorite whiskey, favorite bourbon for a while.
Hold the fucking phone. You're going to tell me you like the bottled and bond better than 1920?
I think so.
That's a bold move, Cotton. That's a bold statement. You're going to get a lot of flack from the whiskey community on that one.
I don't care.
I know.
You think I give a shit about it? I'm the guy that doesn't like Star Wars.
I get a lot of shit for some of my opinions too. 1910 and 1920 are just the darlings of the Old Forester Whiskey Row series, right?
No, I know. I've said countless times 1920 is one of my favorites, but this right here must be Spectrum. I genuinely think I'm getting throttled by Spectrum. It happens a lot. Unfortunately,
yeah, it could be. It doesn't look on my side. It doesn't look crazy pixelated like it used to with your old office. It just looks kind of like soft, like it's out of focus.
Yeah. But man, there's just something in this that tastes super like bright and fruity, and maybe a little bit of like vanilla to it, like
I'll have to grab and fruity.
Like that's
I haven't had a bottle of the bottled and bond in probably a couple years. It's been a while. I always restock my 1920 whenever it's out. I restock my 1910 whenever it's out. The bottled and bond, I had a bottle of it. I drank it. I don't think I restocked it. Not because I didn't like it. I liked it, but I always liked 1910 and 1920 better. But I'll have to give that another try because it's been a couple years.
I'm pouring a little more of this because I enjoyed it. And no, I'm not going hard, guys. I'm doing very tiny pours.
Man,
I still have to drive home. I'm gonna hang out here for a little bit, play a little bit of Rocket League when we're done here. Use a VPN to mask what you're doing to Spectrum.
I remember that being so fucking good last time. There is a rich, dark sweetness to that. I don't remember it being in there last time. Maybe it's because I drank that Remus before and it's doing something to my palate, but there is a deep, like honey, brown sugar, deep sweetness in that is just delicious. I don't remember it being there last time. Huh.
We're both over here just like mouth orgasming over bourbon. So, or well, whiskey. You got some right.
You know, I haven't been drinking a lot of bourbon lately, man. I've been a little busy, and I haven't. Matter of fact, tonight I think is the first pour of bourbon I've had in almost a week, which is like that's a stretch for me. Favorite Isla Scotch. Come on with it, Taylor. I know what you're going to say. Do you want me to say it for you? Oh, I just went black.
You did go black. Your camera timed out.
Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. I know what happened. It just said battery exhausted, but I'm plugged in. Hold on a second. Stand by.
Rookie mistake. Lagavulin 16.
Why the fuck? Hold on.
That's my shit.
Give me a second. I don't know. It's plugged in. I don't know why that would have happened. Hold on.
What a boomer. Yeah, the Lagavulin 16 is historically my favorite Isla Scotch, but I enjoy them all.
Really, really strange.
Didn't turn on the outlet strip. But yeah, it would go Lagavulin 16, Ardbeg 10, and then Lafroig, like in that order. But there are definitely more Islas that I've not tried. I've got a few Islas over here that I don't know what they are from Scotch Malt Whiskey Society that are really good. Bro, what the hell? Your camera came on and it was purple.
Oh, that's very confusing as to why that battery went out, because I mean, I just double checked to make sure it's plugged in. It is plugged in. I don't know why that is.
Rune says Carol Ela. Cal Ela. I've not tried it. Port Charlotte's also very good. That's the one I forgot about.
My favorite would either be
Octomore.
It's probably either Octomore or one of the Ardbegs. I really like Ardbeg Ugadal a lot.
I still haven't had that.
I really like Wee Beastie a lot.
They have the Corryvecken a lot around me. I've not tried it.
Corryvecken's good. It's not my favorite. It's good though. Probably either.
I have an NO too.
NO is good. All the Octomores are good, but if I had to say favorite Isla, it would probably either. I really like Wee Beastie though, and I know that's like their cheaper one, but it's really good. It would be a tough call between the Ugadal and Octomore. And all the Octomores are different, so it's hard to just say Octomore because they have like 8.1, they have the 10-year, they have a bunch of them. But
all of this is a very long way for Jeremy to say Lagavulin 16.
No, I like Lagavulin 16. I think it's a damn fine whiskey, but it's not in my.
It's not a peat bomb, and you like bold flavors.
I do, and for some reason, to me, and I think me and you disagree on this. To me,
the iodine.
Yeah, to me, Lagavulin has a little bit more of that medicinal kind of thing going on, and some of the Ardbegs and the Octomores and stuff have more of like a smoky, almost savory kind of flavor to it that I actually prefer over the more medicinal. And some people say that they disagree and they think the Ardbegs are more medicinal, but that's just everybody's taste buds are a little different. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get a little more medicinal from Ardbeg, but I still like it.
Right.
I will never. I think what really helps push me in the direction of Lagavulin is the maybe we talked about it on a.
I'm sorry, I unplugged for a second because I couldn't reach. What did you say?
Don't tell me that's the Offerman edition.
It is. It's the new one.
I haven't been able to get my bottle.
That's been finished in Guinness casks. Where's my fucking focus? There it is.
Interesting.
You see where it says Guinness there at the bottom?
I see it, but I need the original Offerman.
I'm going to crack into this next because I actually have not had a lot of that since I got it, and I want to see how it sets it off. The old Offerman was not a Guinness finished, right? It was just his pick. It was 11 years.
11 year, yeah.
Yeah. This one is still 11, but this one is finished in Guinness casks. So they put this in.
You need to send me a bottle.
I could probably get you a bottle. Do you want a bottle of it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll look and see if I see another bottle of it around.
The only Lagavulin I've ever found in NC is the 16, and one time I found an 8-year.
You've never found the Offerman edition, period?
Nope.
I'll look. Usually I can find a bottle of it around here. The 16s you can find on any liquor store anywhere. The Offermans are a little tougher to find, but I can usually find one. So I'll look, and if I see another bottle of it, I'll grab it for you.
Good. I'll look for it in my 35th birthday.
When's that coming?
Like 4 years.
He won't even have it out anymore because he refreshes it every so often. Yeah. It won't even be the Guinness model at that point. Let's see.
I just mean the Offerman. I don't even care about the Guinness, honestly, but the Guinness, I guess, is the new one, right?
Yeah, that's the newer one. See, I do love Isla's a little more in Scotch over bourbons personally, but I drink bourbon more often. I also live 15 minutes from Kentucky. Yeah, I mean, Kentucky is not the only place. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people would argue that bourbon has to be made in Kentucky. It does not have to be made in Kentucky, but it is kind of the godfather of bourbon. There's more bourbon made in Kentucky than just about anywhere else.
So I saw Kyle asking this earlier. He's asking if the packages you were supposed to send me ever arrived. I don't even remember what packages.
I don't remember either. Which package?
The answer is probably no.
It was probably those samples because we were going to do that sample thing with the bourbon junkies, but then that whole thing kind of fell apart. So
that never happened.
Because I think they got busy and we got busy, and then we stopped. The podcast wasn't happening as frequently, so we didn't do it. I can still do it though. I've got the bottles and stuff. So Taylor package is coming. Poured Woodford Double Oak. Man, there's a lot of Double Oak people in here tonight. It's such a good whiskey, man. When to play again, 20 years. Good bourbon is still way cheaper than good Scotch. Yeah, I mean, that's true, dude. Well, I mean, there's some, that's true. Because most good Scotches, I mean, what would you say?
Think about it. You have to import Scotch.
Sure.
There's import fees.
Mm-hmm.
So the price is going to be higher. So I would say that a good bourbon, you can find a good cheap bourbon at $30.
Mm-hmm.
I have not found a good cheap Scotch for under 45.
You can find good bourbon at $20.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to be as good as some of the upper stuff, like but I mean, some damn decent bourbon for like $20 to $25.
Yep. And your good Scotches are going to start around 60 and quickly excel up to 100, especially lately. Dude, you remember the Caribbean cask? Was it Oban?
Dude, I heard that's gone through I heard Balvenie. I've heard that's gone through the roof.
Dude, it's $96 here. I wanted to buy a bottle. When you first had it and told me to buy a bottle, it was $60.
Right.
Dude, it's almost $100 now for that same exact bottle.
That is
retail.
Crazy, what? Bro. That is crazy. That's well, I think the best bottle of budget.
Trace.
It's okay.
No. I know you think it's okay.
It's okay. I think it's overrated. It's okay.
Well, I finally got some bottles because my mom went to Kentucky,
mm-hmm.
right? So she got me some Weller.
It's because I had that Willet bottle.
Yeah. She got me a big old bottle of Weller, some special Woodford, that Kirkland from Costco, that 1793,
mm-hmm.
and 2 bottles of Buffalo Trace. That's what I was talking about. The pairing, the cigar. It was I think it was a Liga Privada number 9 with Buffalo Trace.
And you dug it, huh?
It was a really good pairing. Yeah, it was just.
Sometimes it is. Look, I don't mean to talk shit about Buffalo Trace. I think Buffalo Trace is fine. Okay, I think it's fine. Overrated. I think it. Yeah, I just think people go a little crazy over it, and it's like there's a bunch of other stuff out there at that price point I would rather drink than Buffalo Trace. Not that there's anything wrong with Buffalo Trace. It's just people hyping into this thing. There for a while, you couldn't even find it, man. People were paying crazy money for bottles of Buffalo, and it was like, it's just not that good. I mean, it's good, but it's not that good. That happens with a lot of bourbons out there, though, man. Not just Buffalo Trace. The scarcity of some of these bottles sends them to a price point that is just way over what the stuff's worth.
So my mom was in Kentucky, and I told her to get me a bottle of Trace, bottle of Weller, And, I gave her a couple of other distillers that I said, anything you find from them, just buy it for me.
Right.
So she told me how many bottles she got, didn't tell me exactly what she bought me, and then said, hey, you owe me this much. And I'm like, all right.
Carry the one.
I was like, seems a little high, but whatever. Like finder's fee or something. No, this was the shit. That's a big ass bottle of Weller, dude.
Dude, that is a huge bottle of Weller. That's a special reserve, right?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever seen a bottle of special reserve that big.
Well, here's the Old Forester. Just
yeah, that's a 175, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most of the time around here we see the 750s. I don't ever see 175s of Weller around here. I see 175s of Buffalo. I don't ever see 175s of Weller. I see 750s of Weller.
Yeah, well, that made up the difference in the price.
Yeah, because
I didn't realize I was getting 2 bottles. Yeah,
yeah. See, yeah, a lot of people are saying Buffalo's good for 30. Yeah, I mean, at that price point, it's fine. But there for a while, people were paying way more than that for it.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace is good for 30, but it's not worth like seeking out. There's other things at $30 that are just as good, if not better.
Right, exactly.
Is Early Time still being sold? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, and me and this guy in a video got into a thing about it one time because Early Times isn't even bourbon. Now, Early Times bottled in bond is, right? And he was saying that it wasn't bourbon. I'm like, bitch, don't tell me it's not bourbon. I'm looking at the fucking bottle. And he was talking about Early Times, the normal stuff, not the bottled in bond. The bottled in bond is the good one. The Early Times is okay. The bottled in bond is... And it was sold to Sazerac.
You and your fucking clicks again.
Yeah, his clicks. It was sold to Sazerac. So I don't know what is going on with that. I can never find bottled in bond in my area. I've got 3 or 4 bottles of it because it's one of my favorite like budget bourbons, but I had people send it to me from other states. I can't find it here. But once it was sold to Sazerac, I don't know if there's still stuff out there. Once that's gone, I don't know if you'll still be able to find it. If Sazerac is going to keep bottling it with the same recipe, if they're going to change it, if they're going to jack the price up, who knows what they're going to do. So we'll see. Bottled in bond Early Times is probably one of the best cheap bottles of whiskey on the market. Excellent. Early Times is great. It's good. Bottle and bond. I have 1 bottle. So scared to drink it because the bottle and bond is delicious. Yeah, me too, man. I think I've got 3 bottles I've got 1 bottle out. I think I've got 3 bottles in my back store. But I used to drink it like water because I could get people to send it to me. It's a liter of the stuff for like $26 or $23 or something like that. So I used to drink it all the time. I have gotten a lot more precious with it since I know it could be disappearing.
Blanton's. Oh, that's something else that's a little overhyped, if you ask me.
It's right there. Where is it? Right there. There's a bottle of it right there. And it's something I think everybody should have in their collection. If you're a bourbon guy, just for the bottle. The bottle's like one of the coolest. Cool. The bottle's one of the coolest bottles in the game. It's good. The bourbon itself it's okay. It's worth $50, $60 price point, which I think is the normal retail for that stuff, $50 or $60. I think it's worth $50 or $60. I think it's at that price point, it's good. I think some of the prices that people pay for Blanton's these days it's not worth it. I wouldn't pay that much for it.
All I know is that I still want a bottle of Elmer T. Lee.
Elmer T. Lee. I saw that on a website the other day.
Alex's uncle gave me the last little bit of his bottle, and I poured it into a glass, and it was like a little more than this.
It's expensive, man. If you can find it, the retail is not expensive on it, but I think right now you could find it on various websites, but it's going to run you a couple $100.
Yeah. And I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
I'll pay retail, but I'm not paying more.
You can get it. That's the way it is in the whiskey game these days, man. If you're willing to pay the price, you can get just about anything, but you're going to pay well over market price for it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'll just keep drinking what I got.
There's a couple things that I've done that with just because I really wanted to try them because
dude, that's why I haven't got the Caribbean cask.
Yeah,
I really want to try it, but I'm not paying $96 for a $60 bottle. I'm not doing it.
I don't know that that's worth 90. At 60, it was a great bottle. At 90, it's pushing the limits of what that bottle's worth. You know what I mean? It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
You were just clamoring over it for a while, so I wanted to try it.
No, it's really, as far as Scotch goes, it's delicious because it's got like that sweet kind of brown sugar kind of, it gets that rum influence to it. When you start getting to that $90 price point, man, there's a lot of whiskey out there at the $90 price point that's real good. So you got a much stiffer competition at $90 than you do at 60. You know what I mean? At 60, it was a bargain.
So Scotch Malt sent me a bottle.
Some of their shit's ridiculously good.
Yeah, hang on, let me see.
Some of that shit is so good. So good. Hey, by the way, oh, you're not even over here. By the way, whatever happened with that one watch you had?
What one watch?
We haven't talked in a while. The Christopher Ward.
It's broken.
God damn it.
It's broken. It won't. The crown broke. So the reason it kept working was because I kept wearing it, and as soon as I took it off and put it back on, I pulled the crown out. Like I wound it, and it started running, and I pulled the crown out, and it kept running. The crown doesn't work. It'll wind, but it doesn't stop the time. I couldn't set the time or anything.
So it's junk.
I gotta send it in. It's not junk. It's $1,400 watch.
No, but I'm saying like junk as far as it's like it's not.
Yeah,
it's trash at the moment. Does that have a ceramic bezel?
No, steel.
Oh. After getting this, I have a newfound love for the ceramic bezel. By the way,
so this one I just thought was funny. Fluttering fan waft of fruit.
Dude, they have some of the best names in the game.
This
best names in the game.
Smells amazing and it tastes just as good.
Did you ever see the live stream they did with why can I not remember his name right now? I normally know this guy's name.
Well,
Doogie Howser. Doogie Howser.
A glow of a beach bonfire. This one's good. This is a 9-year Isla. It's pretty good. I would say if I had to guess who this is, it's probably
Neil Patrick Harris. That's his name. God damn, I couldn't remember his name. Did you see the live stream they had with Neil Patrick Harris?
No.
You know who Neil Patrick Harris is, right?
Yes.
This. Yeah. They did a live stream with him, dude. He was on their live stream and he picked some bottles and named them. They were on there picking the names. And it was funny to hear them coming up with the names because their names are so fucking classic. It's one of the best things about Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is the naming is fantastic.
Oh yeah. This one was a surprise to me.
I'm sorry. Look at Joe's comment.
When did Lego make whiskey? Yeah. Fuck you, Joe. So I tried this one and I could tell immediately that it wasn't an Isla. They sent me 2 Highlands and 1 Isla. This is a 22-year Highland Scotch. And I didn't really know what to think about it. Like I didn't know what it was. I don't have a lot of experience with Highland Scotches. But then Chad and Joe gifted me that Macallan 18.
Macallan 18 is a good one. A lot of people hate on Macallan because it's expensive and people say but dude, Macallans are great. I don't know. I mean, I get they're a little pricey, but it's good. It's good juice, man. I got no hard feelings about Macallan. It is a little expensive, but it's good.
Yeah, that's a $360 bottle.
Yep, it's expensive.
This is
Padron 1926. Sorry, somebody had said their brother's coming back from deployment and celebratory cigar. Padron 1926. Go get your couple of them.
Or a Plasencia Almafuerte.
Padron 1926. Plasencia Almafuerte. The Plasencia are excellent cigars, but those Padrones are like celebratory. They're special cigars. Padron 1926s are. I reserve those for special occasions because they're a little expensive and they're excellent cigars. Anytime anybody asks me for a special occasion cigar, that's what I always recommend.
I don't know for sure because Scotch malt doesn't tell you who the distiller is.
You can go on the internet and do Scotch malt whiskey distillery codes, and the code on the top will tell you what distillery it came from.
I want to see if I'm right. I'm pretty sure this is Macallan.
Dude, I have a bunch of times missed the mark with them. We did a live stream. Me and the Junkies did a live stream with Scotch malt where they sent us some blind samples, and then we had to guess the distillery, or we had to guess the region, the distillery, and the proof, if I'm remembering correctly. And man, I miss the region so often because let me tell you something that's confusing. There are some peated.
Oh, I'm wrong.
There are some peated Highlands out there that taste a lot like a mild Isla.
I'm wrong.
What is it?
It's Ardmore.
Ardmore. See, there's a lot of distilleries that you get to try with Scotch malt whiskey sides. One of the things I like about them that you had never have heard of, but they're really good, and you get to try them through them.
I've tried I've heard of Ardmore. I've tried it now, obviously. This shit is good. This shit is very good.
Dude, I mean, they got a good tasting panel. You know what I'm saying?
56.1% as well.
It all comes in stout, bro. They don't have any weak shit because it's all barrel proof.
Yeah, this one's 59. This one's 59, and this one is 56. So it's all high octane shit. I'm getting married in 3 weeks. What's a good whiskey to drink at the reception? Macallan 25.
Wild turkey. Are you giving it to, are you buying a bunch of it so that everybody can drink it? Wild turkey.
Wild turkey. It's something cheap. If it's just for you.
Yeah, it's like a celebratory bottle for you and your groomsmen, then yeah, splurge on a good bottle.
Get you something good. Do not get Johnny Walker Blue. For the love of God, don't get Johnny Walker Blue.
Did he say Scotch or he say whiskey?
He just said whiskey. But that's everybody's like, Johnny Walker Blue, like when they want to splurge, and I'm like, no.
A Macallan would be a cool special bottle if it's just for you and your peeps. Glendronach 15 is very good.
This stuff's hot. I need to stop after this.
Woodford Double Oaked. I mean, not that that's a crazy special bottle, but like everybody would love that.
Dude, I had some Black Bush when we were backpacking for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Not bad, honestly.
Black Bush. That sounds like a porn title.
Well, when the guy said, I love some Black Bush, I looked at him like, I bet you do. I said, I bet you do. Dude, I cracked that joke like 8 times before he got it. But it's not Bushmill Black. It just said the bottle. I saw it tonight at the store. It says Black Bush.
Black Bush.
But it's an Irish whiskey. It's good.
It's an Irish whiskey?
Yes. Yeah, it's like $30 a bottle or less than that. It's honestly, and it could be, very well could be that I was in the woods and everything tastes better after you've been hiking for 8 miles.
Yeah.
But could just be.
Let's see. I'm gonna crack into this. This is gonna change the parameters. I've been drinking all these like really sweet, nice bourbons that have been like really. Oof. Man, that stuff is that takes you back to the smoky ocean.
So what I was saying about Lagavulin 16 and why it's always going to be my favorite whiskey and especially my favorite Scotch is because of the house fire when I was at the beach last year. I stepped outside and smelled Lagavulin. I'm like, yes.
You're like, this is my people.
I know your house is burning down, but this is my favorite moment ever. Other than when my kids were born, obviously. I have to say that for clarification.
I haven't seen Serena.
You can tell how much Jeremy has drunk by how aggressive he sounds.
My turnaround's aggressive?
Yeah, you're always aggressive, honestly.
Dude, you can smell. I mean, and see, here's the problem with knowing the label and not blinding stuff, because you get psychologically affected by the labeling. But to me, I can smell the Guinness in that. Now, I know that's crazy and it's probably psychological, but to me, I can smell it.
I'm going to read you the description of this vintage dinner suit, which is what I'm drinking right now, which is an
Rocky Patel Sungrown. Sorry, somebody asked what cigar. Rocky Patel Sungrown. Go ahead.
This is a 22-year Ardmore Scotch. I'm going to read the label. It says, an air of class rolled in as the butler presented notes of cucumber sandwiches, venison carpaccio, and porcini mushrooms served on a silver plate.
Dude, I'm saying now, by saying this is one of my favorite parts, I hate to make it sound like that is more important than the whiskey, because the whiskey is excellent. So I don't mean to like downplay that. The whiskey is top-notch stuff.
Really good. Yeah.
But their names and the descriptions on the bottle are worth the price of admission. Okay. Because they're fucking great. They crack me up every time.
So this is a fluttering fan waft of fruit, and it's a code 77, which means it's from Glen Ord.
Glen Ord. There's lots of Glens. Lots of them start with
Ord. The label on this one, so fluttering fan waft of fruit, says cascading aromas of raspberry, pineapple, pomegranate, lemon, guava, and tutti frutti. Also notes of jasmine, refreshers, Earl Grey, and gorse. The fuck is gorse?
Gorse?
Gorse.
You know, some of their descriptions I have to look up. Like one was treacle or treacle was one of the descriptions in one of theirs, and I had to look up treacle. I don't remember what it was, but there's been several descriptions that they use something that I don't even know what the fuck it is. Somebody asked again about this ring. Is it jade? I don't think this is jade. What is this stuff? I forgot.
Looks like turquoise.
Turquoise. That's what it is. I couldn't think of the name.
So this one is a glow of a beach bonfire. This is actually Kalila.
Ah, Kalila.
This says a dark fruitiness joined char-grilled pineapple and dry-roasted peanuts before Heather arrived with lobster and seaweed on a seafood platter. Where the fuck is Heather?
Who the fuck is Heather? Why is Heather coming in with lobster rolls? What the fuck is going on?
What? And Heather is not capitalized either. Is Heather something I don't know?
I mean, Heather is a plant, right? Heather's that purple flower shit. It's called Heather. It like grows. Thank you, buddy. It's Clocks and Colors is where I got that ring. Clocks and Colors has a lot of great rings. You should look on there. They're all like really nice.
Is Heather.
They're really, really nice designs. This one in particular was one that our buddy Peter McKinnon helped in the design process with. That's good. But see, there's that clarets. I always get clarets on the end of anything made by Lagavulin. You know that like medicinal flavor you get? Remember those claret spray or is it chloroseptic? Remember that chloroseptic spray that used to spray in the back of your throat when you were a kid, that when you had a sore throat, like numbed your throat?
Bro, I was not alive in the 50s. No.
Okay. Well, there used to be this stuff back in the day called chloroseptic that you would spray in your throat. And it would numb it. And it had this very medicinal kind of flavor. And I always get a little touch of that in Lagavulin. This is really good though. This Offerman with the Guinness. I want to say it's a little sweeter. Maybe it's some of the chocolate kind of sweet kind of influence from the Guinness barrels or something, but I want to say that it's a little sweeter than I remember Lagavulin being. I haven't had a pour of Lagavulin in a while though. Do you normally get sweetness off Lagavulin?
Yeah. Once you get past that peat bomb up front, I know you don't call it a peat bomb, but it kind of is compared to most other scotches or not scotches, but whiskeys in general.
See, back in the 80s, bro. My boy there, Chris, he knows what I'm talking about. The 80s, big boy.
I was just looking at this bottle. I was 7 years old when they made this.
Dude, they sent me a bottle that was
They sent you one that was almost 30 years old.
It was 40. It was 39 years old.
Good God.
It was a 39-year-old bottle. That shit was bottled when I was like 3 or 2, 4. 3, between 3 and 4. It was bottled in like the early 80s. When were you born, Taylor? What year?
I think it was the year that you graduated college.
Was it? What seriously, what year were you born?
1990.
Oh no, we're good. Yeah, I was still in high school. We're okay.
It doesn't make me far off.
That doesn't make me feel too bad. Actually, I wasn't even in high school yet. 1990. What year did I start high school? 92? Yeah, I started high school in 92. So I was in 7th grade. So that's not that bad. Not that bad. No, it does not expire. What can happen though is
same with cigars. Like if you keep them at the right temperature, they're non-perishable.
It doesn't ever expire. What can happen though is if you get down to only a little bit in the bottle,
it can oxidize, right?
Well, it's better to transfer that to a smaller bottle and it'll hold forever. But it's the airspace, right? There's too much airspace and it lets the alcohol fume off or gas off, and it won't go bad, but it'll just go kind of like it'll lose its bite. It'll lose its punch if you leave just a small pour in a big bottle for a long period of time. You know what I'm saying?
So the way you avoid that is to just keep buying bottles.
Yeah, I mean that's the guys at the whiskey vault are like, that just means it's time to finish the bottle. Right? Like when it gets down low, it's like, okay, it's time to just either that or what a lot of people do is they keep an infinity bottle, which I keep meaning to start. You ever heard of an infinity bottle, Taylor? Mm-hmm. Where you just get a nice decanter or a bottle that you like that you finished and it's empty. And then every time you get down to like the last little few sips of whiskey, you pour it in a bottle. So you end up with this, amalgamation of, tons and tons of different whiskeys. And you keep it running.
You come up with an unofficial campfire.
Yeah. And you just keep adding stuff to it. And it's an infinity bottle because you're always drinking it and you're always adding to it. So it's always this ever evolving mixture of different whiskeys.
So right now I have the last little bit of a Lagavulin and the last little bit of a 1920. I'm thinking about.
There's the all popular 1915. Which is when you blend 1910 and 1920 together. That's a pretty popular thing to do. They call it 1915 because those are the two most popular Old Foresters. So they blend them together and make something supposedly that is greater than the equal of its parts. I don't know. I've tried it, but I've never done it the proper way. They say you have to mix them and then allow them to settle for a while. I've only like mixed them and then tried them right away, and it's okay.
Everybody says I'm a Lego again, but I'm running a speed test and the speeds are fine. It's annoying. So it'll probably clear up because I'm running a speed test, which is totally backwards logic. I got to stop on the whiskey. No more whiskey for me.
Does the infinity bottle even taste good? It can. I mean, it depends. It's a constant changing thing because you're putting different whiskeys in it. So, I mean, I'm sure there's times that it's and there's times that it's probably fantastic. A lot of people do it though.
Don't put a pleated scotch in. Well, I don't have any pleated scotches.
Pleats went out in the 90s.
Well, this I'm pretty sure has an Isla in it, right?
It does.
I know it's got a scotch in it, but I think it's got an Isla.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it might even be Kalila.
I'm trying to see if
Kalila is a very popular Isla that is added to a lot of other things to give them a little. There goes my clicking again.
Actually, my uplink is pretty bad.
Yeah, we're aware of the issues, guys. Sorry, I don't know if he's being
I think I'm
throttled by his internet provider or what, but yeah, it's not his camera. Me and Taylor use the exact same camera, so it's not the camera.
Yeah, and I live stream from my desktop a ton. I'm wireless right now, but I'm like 6 feet from the modem, I can't really plug in right now, but when I live stream on my channel, I never have this issue. So I'm not sure.
Happens. I still say it's not as bad as when you would go Lego Taylor. I mean, it looks slightly like soft focus, like you're out of focus or you're using a potato for a camera, but it's not all like super can't even tell who the fuck you are like it was when at your old place when you used to have like mega internet problems. That was rough, man.
So this is a thing too.
Getting tired. The whiskey.
Not just the whiskey. I don't drink a lot of whiskey, so this is more whiskey than I've had in a while, but just not getting a lot of sleep. Kid number 2, man.
I haven't been getting a lot of sleep because there's been a sickness going around my house for the last like week. It's not corona. We tested everybody. It's just some kind of funk, cold, mild fever, weirdness. So I've been sleeping upstairs in my office on the couch up there because I'm not sleeping in the bed with my wife because she had a fever for a couple nights in a row, and I ain't fixing to sleep in the bed next to somebody with a fever because I'll catch that shit. So I've been sleeping up here, and I have. But also,
you're about to miss the podcast again.
Exactly. I told you the other day, I was like, the wife's got a fever. I've got to stay away from her and stay well. I can't get sick before the podcast. Everybody will kill me. Could you imagine? No podcast for 6 months. We announced we do it. Then I cancel last minute. Everybody be like, fuck you, Jeremy. You fucking asshole.
You better believe I would sit here and rag on you for 2 hours.
Oh, you
better believe I'd do it.
You would dime me in a heartbeat, bro.
It would be the roast of Jeremy Cyrus, which it always is, but I'm just saying.
Look at this fucking thing. This is a cigar nubber. I'm trying to make a cigar nubber for, to drop one of the merch things. And so we reached out to a few of these different manufacturers to get some examples of what they made. And this is one of the ones they sent me. And I'm like, this doesn't look like a cigar nubber. It looks like a fucking swizzle stick or like a cocktail straw or something. This is not, it's like it's too long. Like this part's way too long. Like the nubber part only needs to be about this long. This one's like, it's crazy long. And then there's like this weird dragon thing on the end. Like, I don't know. Oh, you can't see it. Fuck it. But yeah, it works though.
That would look good on your Montage knife.
Right. Just, I mean,
bro, can I tell you, I was smoking, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was a cigar that shouldn't have had a stem issue, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it definitely did. And the draw on it was really bad from the start. So I cut it a little more, didn't fix it, cut it a little more, and it was okay. But it kept getting tighter and tighter as I was smoking it.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled out my
draw tool.
Nah, bro. I pulled out my little Swiss Army knife, the one I dropped not too bad.
The pliers on it?
Nope. I took scissors and I dug those suckers down in there. I could see the stem. I dug them in there, just clipped it just a little bit and pulled that whole stem out. Dude, the stem was this long. And I'm like, motherfucker, if I had just done that from the start, I wouldn't have wasted this whole cigar.
I've pulled some crazy branches out of cigars before where you pull them out and you're like, how the fuck was that in here, dude? Somebody asked about the cigar Bibles again. We're trying hard to get them out for you guys so in time for Christmas. So like, hopefully they're off to the printers. They're at the printers. They're being made now, but we're just not sure.
The thing is, those hipsters don't work too fast. So
right, dude, they're going to be dope though, man. We worked forever on the template because I didn't want to just make just a leather journal with blank pages because it's specifically for cigars and whiskey. So we formatted a scoring sheet and stuff that's printed in there with like Jody did all the artwork and stuff. So they're going to be super dope. But they're getting printed currently. So we're rushing them. We're trying hard to get them by Christmas. Jeremy, are you still going to make a tobacco pipe? Did I say I was going to make a tobacco pipe? I didn't think I was ever making a tobacco pipe.
I think so. You said you were going to send me one, but that's about it.
Oh, I can still do that. Do you still want one?
I've got okay with just cigars.
I've got a bunch if you want me to send you one. I don't know that I was ever going to make a tobacco pipe. I don't think. Was I? If I was, no, that's not currently in the works. There's a whole bunch of cool shit in various stages of development, but a tobacco pipe is not one of them. Jeremy, do you have any select draw cutters? The punch cutter is one I've never gotten much. I usually V-cut. Taylor, I'm a big fan of the V-cut. I punch cut sometimes, especially like Lanceros that are real small. I'll punch cut sometimes. Straight cut, V-cut. I would say the most common is deep V, the Calibri deep V. I use probably more than anything else. Big fan of the Calibri deep V-cut.
Yeah, I use a SV cutter. So I use
That's a great cutter.
Yep. I V-cut on pretty much everything unless it's like a Perfecto or something. Like the Flying Pig, I'll just straight cut that. Sometimes I won't V-cut. I'll just straight cut just to mix it up, but I don't ever really punch cut. I have a punch. I don't like it.
It works okay on Lancero sometimes because it basically it's like the whole end of the cigar. It's almost like straight cutting it, right? Because the punch is almost as big as the cigar. But I would say 95% of the time I straight cut. Maybe 4% of the times, or I'm sorry, 95% of the time I V-cut. Probably 4% of the time I straight cut, and then maybe 1% punch. Yes, you did. Did I? You will get.
I don't recall.
I don't recall. If I did, I don't know. Maybe that was just like a crazy thing I was talking about at some point. I have several pipe makers that I'm friends with that I guess if I really wanted to, I could probably try to get one made, but we got so many other things in the works. And honestly, I don't smoke pipes as much as I used to. I do occasionally still, and I enjoy a pipe every now and then. And maybe that would be something cool at some point to bust out, but not currently in the immediate conveyor belt of things trying to come out with.
All right. So I told you this was a finger guillotine. Watch this.
Yeah. Thank God for fingernails, because otherwise it'd be digging right into your finger. Dude, that's another thing. Let me say this, and I know I've been talking a lot of stuff. I don't know how this guy sharpens his fucking knives, but they are so goddamn sharp when he sends them to you. Like, I just barely touched that blade and it cut me the other day. I was like, God damn, I don't know what he does to sharpen those things.
I can't tell you anything about this knife. It is under embargo.
Oh, that was the one you showed me before?
Yeah, I can't say anything about it, but I want to show you this. There's like no resistance. I'm going to keep it out of view as best I can.
Yeah, don't fuck up and screw up the embargo. Dude, that's sharp as fuck. That's real sharp.
You could just... Woo! This thing is
I watched,
sharp.
Speaking of sharper, I watched your video on the Work Sharp. I'm actually going to do a video on that soon too. I'm working with those guys also. It seems promising, man. It seems promising.
I like it. I definitely like it.
I think I'm gonna have my wife use it in the video just to see if like a complete noob that has never sharpened a knife before and what she can do with it. Just shits and grins.
That's a smart idea. No,
you know what I mean?
This thing, I wish I could tell you guys about.
Because they're kind of marketing it toward like the non, like as something anybody can sharpen a knife with, right? Isn't that kind of like the thing?
Yeah. I will tell you guys about this next Thursday, Friday.
Is that when the embargo's up?
Yeah. But I mean, Jesus Christ, this thing, like,
yeah, that's real sharp. That's real sharp.
Oh,
okay. We were talking about pipes on Cigar Daily. Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember saying I was going to make one. We were talking about how some people, maybe I did. I don't know. Fuck, man. I get to drinking whiskey and talking and who knows. Some people will finish cigars in a pipe, right? So they'll use the pipe to, like, instead of using a nubber like this, they'll stick the nub down in a pipe and then finish the cigar that way.
My feet are stuck together. I can't get my feet apart.
Yeah, see? He said, me too. Mine always cuts me. I'm telling you, sharp as fuck. What was that comment you just put up? I missed it.
Oh, I can't. Hang on. My feet are stuck. I can't get my feet apart. How does this happen? Oh, okay. So I'm wearing boots, and the little open hooks for your laces at the top. I have my laces because they're so long. I have them wrapped around the back of my boots, and I have my feet together, and they hooked.
And you're like, oh look, you're like, I'm stuck together. I'm hung up.
I couldn't get my feet apart. What did he say? He said I could hold that thing front and center, and it still wouldn't really be able to recognize it.
That's a good point. You don't have to worry about the embargo because the throttling is causing some issues. You would never see the fucking thing anyway. That is a really sharp knife, though.
It is insanely sharp. Well, it helps that the blade stock is like half of the TRM, right? This thing is, the TRM already has really thin blade stock, like really thin. That knife, see if I can show you without showing you.
Yeah, it's thin.
It like almost disappears.
Yeah, because that one's like one Lego half and the other one's like two Legos. You know, like the little thin bricks of Legos you use, they're like flat. The one is the flat Lego and the other one's like a normal double stack.
Thanks.
Somebody asked again about the cigars. I don't have an exact date of when the cigars will drop, but it will be in the next week or two. I'll just say that because they're ready to drop. I just needed to get the promo stuff done and get a video out on it. So probably within the next couple of weeks. I don't have an exact date though. They're ready to rip. Brian's got them ready to go. It's going to be through 22. No.
December 22.
He said it's in Velcro shoes. It's in Velcros, baby. Dude, I remember when Velcro shoes was the shit. Okay, back in the 80s, they had the Velcro shoes, had a little pocket on the side when I was like a wee little kid. And dude, I forgot what they were called, but they were the shit. Let's see. Oops. Knife reveal. No, there's no knife reveal. You can't see shit with that fucking, like he said, you could hold that shit front and center and you still wouldn't break the embargo because nobody could tell what the fuck it is.
Oh, it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate.
Let's see.
But yeah, I was surprised when I started like slicing stuff with that.
Chris, pricing on what, buddy? Are we talking about the knives? The cigars? If you're talking about the cigars, I think we're trying to come in at about the $10 price point or maybe a little less, I think is what we're trying to come in at. We tried to make this one as a little bit more affordable one. I'm currently in the process of working on like doing a custom blend and doing some real bougie packaging and labeling and banding and stuff and doing like a little bit of higher priced, maybe something more.
He's partnering with, was it Gurkha? Is that
no, no, it'll either be with Brian or Cigar Club. I'm blending a couple different cigars at the moment, but we're going to do a higher price point cigar, a little more fancy, probably in the $15, $16 price range down the road. But this one we tried to keep down in a little bit more affordable range. So I think it's going to probably be around 10.
I really wonder why this is crapping out so bad on me. It's unfortunate.
I don't even know Taylor was holding up. I didn't even know you're holding up a knife.
I swear to God, Spectrum has to be throttling me. They have to be.
Okay, the Zippos, do you use the butane inserts or the Zippo fluid? The Zippos that I sell with the leaf and barrel, it's actually a kit that comes with both inserts. It has a butane insert and a standard Zippo insert. I normally use the butane inserts just because they're a little easier to light cigars with. And for touching up, we were talking about it earlier in the podcast. For touching up, it's nice because that jet really allows you to get on there and touch it up. But I will also use the normal butane inserts. I would say more common though is the butane over the standard Zippo. Let's see. 15, 16, damn good price. Yeah, man, 15, 16 is good. And you know, like I said, this first cigar, we tried to come out with something a little more affordable. We didn't go crazy on the banding because, you know, banding and all that stuff adds to the price. So the bands are cool on the ones we're doing now, but it's a little more kind of simple. The next one, we're going to go a little more balls to the wall with the blend and the brand, and it's going to be a little more expensive.
Someone told me to screen share my, this is like literally right now. Uplink is 38, down is 560.
560 is great. 38 kind of blows.
Well, that's about as fast as they offer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 40.
Collab with Room 101. I've talked to Matt about that a few times. He's a good dude, man. I love that guy. He's a super cool guy. We've talked about doing some stuff, but haven't gone anywhere with it. I'll maybe get in touch with him and see if down the road we can get a collab going. Check inboxes. Listening to you and Taylor with working on a cigar table while watching. What? Check Instagram. Man, and by the way, just for sake, if anybody DMs me, if I don't respond, I'm not being a dick. The DMs just get blown straight up. Yeah, dude, it's like impossible to keep. It's impossible. So if I don't ever respond to a DM, I'm not trying to big time you or anything. Shit gets lost in the shuffle.
It's fuzz. It's the algorithm trying to make Taylor look as good as Jeremy.
He said, is that your credit score? Collab with Alec Bradley. Yep. I've actually, I need to talk to him, man. Cause we actually were in the middle of blending a cigar and then we kind of went radio silent. We haven't chatted much lately. So I need to see what was happening with that. Like I said, dude, I'm in like probably in different stages of blending cigars with probably 4 different people.
I want to blend a cigar with Buenaventura, but make it the exact blend as the trail mix.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We'll just call it something else. We'll call it anything else. I don't care. You know, dude, that cigar, man.
Okay, I'm
gonna refresh and see if it fixes, because it won't end the broadcast or anything. I'm just gonna see if I can
maintain.
This.
I can make. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, that cigar was excellent though.
It was.
That cigar is excellent. Jeremy blends cigars like, dude, if you've never gone through the blending process though, it is a long process, man. I think that did make it better, Taylor. The blending cigar process takes forever because how you do it, if you guys aren't aware of how that goes from like somebody like me who's blending a cigar, obviously, unless I want to fly to Nicaragua, which I'm not flying anywhere right now, and do it at the factory. What they do is you tell them the kind of, if you're in the know enough that you kind of know the tobaccos you like I like broadleaf wrappers. I like Ometepe is like a tobacco that I really like. I also really like tobacco from what's the valley that in Nicaragua that I really like. I can't think of it now off the top of my head, but if you know the type of tobacco you like, you can specify, or you can tell them a flavor profile you're shooting for, and the blenders there will try to hit that flavor profile, and then they'll send you a bunch of samples, and then you have to smoke all those samples, and then you get back to them about, this one was good, but it didn't burn right, or this one I liked, but it had a little bit more bitter. When you take some of that bitter out, more chocolate, more this. And it's just a long process, man. You goes back and forth because every time you go back to them, it can be sometimes a month before you get another sample back. And then you've got to smoke all those and then get back to them. So it can be a slow process.
So if I told them that I wanted to do my own blend and I said, make it like trail mix.
I mean, that would probably be quicker because they already know the blend and they could probably just, try to blend something very similar. And if they nailed it on the first try, then you'd be good. If they hit it on the first try, it goes quick. It's just, I have not found one yet that the first round was right where I wanted it to be. I'm a little picky.
So now that I'm not all blurry, we'll do this with,
you got to be more careful though, because now they can actually see the fucking knife. You don't want to.
Yeah, this thing is.
Yeah, dude, that's a sharp knife, bro. That's a super small knife.
Sharp. And then I'm going to show you the blade thickness real quick. Where's that TRM?
Easy killer. Easy.
Got
to be careful now. You got you're anti-legoed.
Dude, that thing is thin because this is the TRM, and TRMs already have really thin blade stock.
This is an interesting topic that we can talk about real quick, and then it's actually getting late, so we'll probably have to start wrapping it up soon. But how do you feel talking about sharpening knives? I have sharpened knives and left them mildly toothy, and I have sharpened knives all the way to a mirror finish and then stropped them down and used what is it called? The when you go down to the tapes, what are they called?
If you didn't ask, I could have remembered.
I know. I can't think. God, I can't think of the name, but
lapping films.
Lapping films. I've gone all the way down to lapping films that are like 5,000 and 6,000, crazy. And I've taken all the micro burring off and micro serrations and all that stuff. I don't know which one's better though. The mirror finish looks really good, but I don't know that it actually is better for cutting.
But it's not. Like in theory, like all you really need is an acute edge,
right,
and maintain it.
Correct.
Right. So strop once or twice a week and you're good.
But I've heard some people say, but I've heard some people, when you take all the micro serrations out, it's
less toothy and it doesn't cut quite as, it doesn't bite as well.
Right. It might go through like paper for a paper cut test, really nice and look cool. But like if you were cutting a piece of rope or something like that, it wouldn't be as good because the toothiness helps go through stuff like that. So I don't know. I just didn't know. I thought that might be something interesting just to touch on, because there's a lot of people get very into their sharpening and there's a lot of opinions about it.
People get very uppity about sharpening.
Yes, they do. They do.
Very. And they've made it very clear that they don't agree with me on a lot of things about sharpening.
Right.
My personal opinion about sharpening is if I can make it cut some shit, I'm happy. As long as my knife works and it cuts what I needed to cut, I'm happy. And I've gotten to a point where I can sharpen well enough with the work sharp that I can sharpen comfortably and confidently sharpen any knife I have in my collection, except for maybe the Norseman, because it's a recurved Tonto and it literally curves one way and then it curves the other way.
Right. Which is like,
except for maybe that, because I don't know how well that I don't know how well that flat plate is going to work with a curve. I don't know if that curve is too much. You know what I mean? Other than that knife, I feel like I can comfortably sharpen every knife I own and get it to a point where the tip is fine, the heel of the blade is fine, there's no issues, and it will cut any fucking thing I want. And as long as I can get it to that point, strop it, use it, strop it, you're good.
Right. Because, I mean, I've spent a lot of time getting a mirror finish on knives, and don't get me wrong, they are sharp as fuck. But I don't know that they're that much better than like a knife that I got from the factory, like this Hellraiser, man. He brings these from the factory, man. These, I mean, I can shave with this thing. I mean, it is sharp. Like, do you really need it any sharper than that? I don't know. No. It's just an interesting.
You don't for everyday use, because it's only going to stay that way for a couple of cuts. Like, you know, a dozen maybe. And then it's going to get less sharp, and then you'll have to strop it to get it back there and work on it to get it back there. And it's not worth maintaining that. As long as you can go to cut something and it cuts, who the fuck cares?
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of where I used to be big into I had this Edge Pro Apex system that had the lapping films and all that stuff. And I used to get real big into going all the way down and getting down to that mirror finish and all that stuff. And man, it's just kind of, I don't know, dude. I've just gotten to where I'm with you. Get it to a good edge, use the leather to strop it every now and then to keep the edge up and just done.
Can I just say that this knife right here, it's on phosphor bronze, and I knew that, but the first time I flipped it and closed it, it felt like it was on bearings. It's so smooth, it feels like it's on bearings. I mean, look at that. It's on washers.
Some washers are slick. The Hellraisers are on bearings. Come on now. Come on. Bearings. I know you don't like them, but they're bearings.
I don't mind them, but I prefer washers.
Somebody asked me, so there's a bunch of stuff going back and forth about hygrometers and all this stuff, and I just want to give my 2 cents on it real quick.
All right, you take over. I'll be right back.
Okay. I have gone back and forth with hygrometers. I don't even use one anymore. Let me just say that. I don't even have a hygrometer in my humidor. I haven't for probably almost a year and a half or 2 years now. I put Bovida packs in there and it stays rock solid. I've never had any issues. Hygrometers, you're always having to calibrate them. Some of them are better than others. The calibration gets off and then it's not giving you accurate readings. And then you get like freaked out because the damn thing's reading something it's not. And it's just kind of a fucking nightmare. So what I've gone to is I've got the Coolador, the New Air, which has a magnetic rubber seal. So, I mean, that thing holds humidity like it's job. I mean, that thing holds humidity. I have Boveda packs in there. Boveda packs are two-way humidification. So if you have a 69, I keep 65s or 65s in mine because it's humid in Florida. And I just throw that in there. If it gets above that humidity, the Boveda packs are going to absorb it. If it gets below that humidity, they're going to release it. I keep tons of cigars in there all the time. I've never had a mold issue. I've never had dry or overly humidified cigars. My cigars stay in perfect condition all the time with no issues. So my opinion, fuck hygrometers, fuck all that calibrating, dicking around with all that shit. Get you a nice humidor that holds its seal really well, or just some fucking Tupperware, for God's sakes. Throw some Boveda packs in there and go about your business of enjoying your cigars instead of worrying about if a fucking hygrometer is calibrated properly and all that happy horse shit. That's my 2 cents. But hey, what do I know? I only smoke 3 cigars a day and have smoked cigars for 20 years. What do I know? Let's see. What else we got? Yeah, the packs are way better, but cheap. So I'm going to use humidifier. How many packs do you use? It depends on how many cigars you're humidifying. They've got a little scale. I have a pretty big humidor, and I keep lots of cigars in there at times. So I have the big packs. They're not the, they're these. Oh shit. These guys, these are the 65 is what I keep in mind. And man, I've had these same packs in mine for probably a year, and they're still soft. And they just hold forever. Now, these are 320 gram packs. These are the big 300. They come in this box. I've got one. I have 3 of those 320 gram packs in mine. And it holds great. And it's held great for a long time. But it depends on how many cigars you've got and how big your humidor is and all that stuff.
Unrelated, I wanted to talk about this real quick. I forgot I had this in my pocket. It's
a
chunk of a knife, but it came in right before I went live here.
What's that?
I saw it. I think somebody was selling one on the Discord or something, but then I was on Amazon yesterday and I decided to just pick one up and try it out. It's a brand I'd not heard of, but it's called Off Grid Knives, and this is the Rhino. This is a $80 knife, and it is a fucking tank.
Oof.
It is a tank.
It's a beefy looking dude.
It is.
Beefy. It's beefy.
But for $89, I am not mad at this. It's got a D2 blade, but it's, man, $89. Look at this. It's pretty good. It's not like super drop shutty, but I mean, this thing is, it feels substantial as shit. Somebody's telling me to check the Discord. Oh, God.
Hear that clack?
That's the clack of a mall ninja.
Hear that clack? Watch that drop. Ooh. Did you hear that? Hear that?
I heard you orgasming.
Ooh. God, it's good. It's good. Oh, there it is.
Hang on.
Let's see if I can get a good shot of it. Where's the focus? Oh, it went out of focus. Damn focus.
Oh man, you guys are dicks. Oh man.
See, Ruin King says Hellraiser wins. See, I'm telling you, man, people like the Hellraiser, bro. People are fans of the Hellraiser.
Well, I know you are. That's no surprise.
I do really. I mean, there's just something about the knife that I really dig. And you wouldn't think that, this shape, being that it looks like a fucking straight razor, would be like utilitarian, but it really is. It's great for opening boxes. It's got that swoop to it. So it's got a nice long cutting edge, nice belly.
For somebody who's so like against phallic shapes. It's awfully phallic.
How is that phallic? It's flat as fuck on the end. Is your dick flat?
It's all like.
Do you have a flat dick?
Yes.
And does your dick curve with a flat end? If it does, my friend, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It goes really well with your Texas Lancero. You know,
it also like the ergonomics of it because the curve. I don't know, man. I know you from the beginning. You've always not been a huge fan. It's not your style of knife, and I get it. Everybody's got their own jam. I understand. I give you a hard time, but I get it. But I don't know, man. It's one of my favorites.
Now, I will say that the way that's designed, you get full use of that entire cutting edge. Whereas like a flipper like this, if you put this on the table, unless you're cutting on the edge of something or cutting like this, you can't use.
And something else he does that I really like, I'm trying there, is he's got a nice big notch right here. See that? So
sharpenage oil.
Yeah. So when you're sharpening, it's super easy. You have full access to that whole edge. So you're not like running into the what is that end of the knife called there? The
ricasso or the plunge line.
Right here at the bottom where sometimes it's a real bitch to sharpen this final little bit right here.
So this right here, that's a really bad blade to show you because it's black. This piece, that line is called the plunge line.
Okay.
This section where it's not sharpened or even beveled, so behind the plunge line is the ricasso.
Uh-huh. So all that shit gets in the way of sharpening the very bottom of that blade a lot of the time, and it can be a real pain in the ass. Which is why some knives I've actually taken a Dremel and like made my own sharpening notch because it drives me crazy. But this one, that blade is all the way out and there's a nice notch right there. So it's really nice to get to the whole thing. And it will, yes, looks really good for chopping off fingers. It for sure will. It for sure will. I'm telling you, where did I cut myself the other day? And I mean, I just like tapped it. I didn't run down it. My finger just bumped it and it went right into my finger. I was like, God damn. Where was it? Maybe it's healed already. It bled too, man. Have you noticed how bad fingers bleed? Fingers bleed like no other part of your body. You cut a finger and that shit bleeds.
Holy shit, it's almost been 3 hours.
Chopping broccoli. That was an old Saturday Night Live skit. Chopping broccoli.
You're aging yourself so fast right now.
I know, man. I know. I can't. Oh, I never did get around to my damn Long Live the King. I'm going to smoke that bitch. So when we get off here, I'm going to watch Xing Ching. It's the new Marvel movie that just dropped on Disney Plus today. Xing Li? I don't remember, but it just dropped today on Disney Plus. I'm gonna watch that when we get off here.
It's Marvel, so I know
you're also
idea.
not. I know you're not into superhero movies. See, SNL, yes. See, there's a lot of older fuckers like me on here apparently because they Shanghai. No, it's not Shanghai. Shang-Chi. That's what it is. Shang-Chi. Yeah, that just dropped on Disney Plus today, and I've been wanting to watch that movie, so I'm gonna watch it.
Hey Taylor, when is the site coming back on? Are the wallets in stock? Carry commission is offline for probably another 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, I'm making some big changes to it. So it's we'll talk about it off air, but yeah, it's big.
Cool, man. I know that's something that's been your brainchild for quite a while. So
yeah, you're gonna see more of like flannels and like I'm not gonna do a leather puffer. I would love to, but you'd see more of that stuff on there. But there will be a huge focus on EDC content or not content products as well. So there's gonna be a little bit of everything, but all through the filter of me.
Long live the king, mad mofo. It's a damn good. It's a I forgot the wrapper on this that makes it different than the normal Long Live the King. I want to say it's is it a broadleaf wrapper? I don't remember. It's a darker wrapper than the normal Long Live the King, and it's a tasty bitch.
Right.
Both of y'all need to get tall sizes on your sights. Man, I wish I could. Here's the thing, and I don't know, Taylor, I think you use the same people. Don't you use the same people I use? Don't you use Bunker?
Yeah.
We're limited to what they have access to, right? So like the shirts that I use, because I found that they're the best feeling and lasting shirts. I've washed some of my shirts literally hundreds of times and they're still in good shape. Like they just hold up really well. It's the Next Level, isn't it? Next Level? Yeah, it's the Next Level brand. And they don't offer them in long and talls. I wish they did. I mean, they're print to order, so it wouldn't be like we'd have to hold them and have a bunch of stock or nothing. It's just that company doesn't offer that size. Oh, did you get yourself?
Ooh, almost. Almost.
Yes, SNL did used to be good in the 80s. It's not really good anymore. Is it even on anymore? Do they still do SNL?
Unfortunately.
Man, back in the 80s, it was the shit, bro. When Dana Carvey and Kevin Nealon and all those guys were on there, and even back before that, when like Eddie Murphy and everybody was on there, it was fantastic, but it's no good anymore, man.
Pete Davidson is probably the only person on there that's funny, and he just gets handed shit skits, so... But I think that's probably a good point to wrap it up. I'm going to have to go home soon.
Yeah, and I got to get to watching Shang-Chi, whatever the hell it was, Shang-Chi. And I think that's a 2-hour movie, so.
Better get started, old man.
Yeah, a little more. I got a little whiskey to finish. I just lit a whole cigar. We'll be good. We'll be good.
Well, thank you guys for watching and hanging out. And
yeah, man. What did we end up doing tonight? What was the turnout like tonight? What was the?
I didn't even.
I think we had two something at one point on here, which isn't bad considering
we had at least 2 people.
No, 2, at least 2. We had me and you. Isn't bad turnout considering that we haven't been very consistent lately. So, you know what the fuck.
Thanks for being super impatient. Every video and live stream and everything we've done since then is everybody's where's Whiskey Knife Fight? I
got to give them I got to give everybody props, man. They are devoted fans. They're like, what the fuck, guys? Like every video I drop, hey man, what's up with Whiskey Knife Fight? Hey man, what's up with Whiskey Knife Fight?
This is what's up with Whiskey Knife Fight. I'm just too tired.
What knife was that? That is a custom Red Horse Hellraiser that I'm doing with the guys at Red Horse Knife Works. Should be dropping sometime soon, next few weeks.
Oh, we should probably answer this question. We've been around. Good night.
We talked about it in the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
Just to summarize it briefly, which I'm usually not good at, but I'm gonna try to be. We're both just busy, man. And with 2 people on the show, we've got to both have the availability. And weeks that I'm available, he's not. Weeks that he's available, I'm not. And it's just been tough this year. And we're gonna try to get better at it. But you know, Jeremy was busy buffing his truck. Dude, that shit turned out money. I wish we would have talked about that. You need to put a ceramic coat on your truck, bro. That shit.
Dude, my truck needs a wash. I haven't washed my truck in 6 months. I used my truck.
Let me tell you, that shit, if it holds up as long as they say it does, so far the performance has been outstanding. If it holds up near as long as they say, it's well worth the effort and the time, because like I haven't washed my truck in almost 2 weeks and it still looks like the day I washed it. Because when it rains or in the morning, it just all fucking rolls right off of it and it dries spotless. It is fantastic. It is a great thing. But that'll be a whole nother tangent. We'll get going for another 30 minutes.
Well, I like my truck looking used and abused. So,
well, I get it.
Also, I have kids. The inside of it, like there's freaking formula stains on the seat already. Not already. They've been there for a while.
Chris, I did a video on it back about a week or 2 ago. I used the Adams graphene ceramic. And I know the graphene thing's kind of like a little bit of a marketing thing, but the Adams ceramic graphene coating. It says it's a 7-year coating. That shit ain't gonna last 7 years. There ain't no damn way. Maybe if it's garage kept and you drive it 2 times a week, it would last for 7 years, but my truck stays out in the driveway. It ain't good. But even if it lasts 3 years, half that, I'm pumped.
What you think I should put some on the Land Rover?
I think putting any of that coating on there is just going to protect the paint, man. Just hold it up.
The Land Rover is like, it's aluminum. It's the body panels are aluminum. It's
not even painted.
I don't know. It might be anodized. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
It's interesting. Yeah, it might be painted, but yeah. Regardless, it's aluminum panels, and the paint's fading, and you just see aluminum under the paint, so it looks weird.
Huh. Strange. Very strange. I have seen some people rhino line their whole outside of their cars. Dude, look at this fucking thing real quick, and then we'll go. My cousin.
Real quick. This is how you got your nickname. Also,
I enjoy a good Truly.
My cousin who has.
What's this one?
Every time we go in there, they get in somebody's ass.
My buddy, my cousin, who has been very fortunate in the stock market and he bought this military Hummer that he had to be in an auction to even get. It had a fucking like machine gun turret on it when he bought it, and he had to like send it off to this company to get it retrofitted to even be street legal and all this stuff. But dude, look at this fucking thing. It's probably not going to show up because of the damn overexposure. Oh, come on. Wait.
You got nothing.
Where's the focus point?
I can sort of make out a Hummer.
Dude, it is the craziest looking shit I have ever seen. It's got some crazy coating on it that supposedly you could take a map torch to and it won't even affect the finish on it. It is the craziest looking Hummer I've ever seen in my life. Craziest shit I've ever seen. He sent me a picture of that and I was like, what the fuck? It looks like something out of Mad Max. It is the craziest looking fucking thing I've ever seen. It's wild.
What's this do?
Take it easy, long, slow pulls on it, and enjoy it. That's what it's for.
Oh, somebody said turn it sideways. Can I turn it sideways? Does that work?
It turned down your brightness.
I can't believe you still got those fucking. Yeah, I'll turn down
my
brightness. Turn my brightness way down.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely get aggressive on your sucking.
Where is that? You see it now?
Sort of. If you weren't a boomer, you could screen share. But
how's that?
It looks
There's no way you can't see that.
I mean, I can see it, but it just looks like a Hummer with a grill, like a brush guard.
Dude, it is the craziest looking fucking thing I've ever seen. He sent me a picture of that thing, and I was like, what in the actual fuck? What do you have that for? Like, what are you doing with that? Like, are you about to go, like, take over a country? I don't even understand what the fuck you're doing with that thing. Again, he's one of those guys that's got more money than sense.
What a horrible problem to have.
He was very fortunate in the stock market. He's like 50, and he's about to retire.
Yeah, I'd say he's been pretty fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you guys again for hanging out with us and sticking with us for 6 months without doing anything at all on this channel.
And we will be back just so to answer you guys, because several people had asked me, is Whiskey Knife Fight over? No, there is no plan to just stop Whiskey Knife Fight. It's just a matter of when we can manage to.
Even though we stopped it for 6 months.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what I mean? It was never like we're just giving up on Whiskey Knife Fight. It was always just like, we'll get back to it whenever we have time. And the plan is to do this as often as we can find time. Hopefully more frequent than every 6 months, but yeah, you know, we'll always announce it on the socials and stuff, you know, a day or two in advance, so you guys can have time to kind of plan for it.
Barn mechanic sounds like my grandma. I go visit her and she's like, are you going to come back before Christmas?
I would think we could probably squeeze another one in before Christmas. But this is also a busy time of year for everybody that does YouTube for a living, with all kinds of shit going on. So it could be tough, but we will try to get another one in before Christmas.
I have my entire content planned out through the end of the year. Like
exactly
down to the day of when I need to shoot something to get it edited in time to publish it. Every day is planned out for the next 2 months.
Yep. So this is a rough time of year, but we will definitely try it. I'll make this as a promise. We went 6 months this time. It will not be another 6 months.
It will be 5 months and 29 days.
All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody for hanging in there with us and sticking around during our long hiatus. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all and all that shit.
And follow me on social media, but unfollow Jeremy. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to squeeze. Everybody keeps asking we're doing gift guides. I'm gonna try to get one in.
I'm just saying.
It's still going. Holy shit.
You're gonna get a gift guide out, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna try to get one in. I looked at my schedule and I don't know, because if you don't get it out by like the first week in December, it's kind of useless. You know what I mean? It's like really needs to be like about no later than the end of December or the end of November, first of a week of December, and my schedule is kind of booked through then. But I'm gonna try to get one out. I'm gonna try.
That means no.
Taylor's
Jeremy's short answer for no. His long answer is actually like,
much longer.
Yeah. It's like an essay. It's a thesis. Nutsack did a gift guide. It wasn't great. Good to know. I will look at theirs and not do that.
Yeah, I'll look at their gift guide and not. Well, it was probably most of their stuff.
Probably.
It's tough for an individual maker to do a gift guide, because then it's not very. It doesn't cover a lot because it's just their shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're looking, it is what it is.
Bro,
all right, fellas.
Should not be this tired. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will see you guys.
We're actually going to go this time, though, because we've said bye. Like, we're doing a Southern goodbye, which is like you say bye about 6 times.
3 weeks at the earliest, probably, if I were to guess.
Yeah, 3 weeks at the earliest, 5 months and 29 days at the longest.
Yeah. All right. See you guys.
Adios. Love you guys.